Good morning, Sassy fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Today's check-in is for yours and theirs. Like always with yours and theirs, take what resonates, leave what does not, and reverse those energies as you see fit. More so with readings like yours and theirs, as energy exchange and interchange is real, rapid, and fluid. Also, keeping in mind, your person that I see on this board today, might include or involve the energies of a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, ex of 5 years ago. I never know until the cards are on the table. But I would also ask you to include the possibility of my seeing other things for you today, such as work stuff, life stuff, family stuff, spiritual stuff, all the other stuff. But like always, baseline, take what resonates, leave what does not. You guys, first and foremost, happy belated 4th of July. We celebrate every year. My daughter and I have a tradition, an annual picnic, and, well, it's pretty straightforward. I pack a picnic. It's becoming increasingly elaborate. I couldn't help but notice. We head out to a spot where we can perfectly observe the fireworks from downtown and even hear the symphony. So my city is really cool. We actually do a symphony about an hour prior to the big fireworks display. So it's pretty cool. It's a great way to spend an evening, 3-4 hours easily. That's typically what we do, and I look forward to it every year. But like I said, I couldn't help but note how the picnic started out very simple, as these things do. When my daughter was young, little kid, it was your standard sandwich, chips, soda pop. Now we're starting to progress upwards. This year, I'm packing courses, and it's not my idea. These are requests. They come down the pipeline via my 13-year-old. This year, I'm making my chicken Alfredo, some sort of Mediterranean salad. I know I was asked that specifically. My lemon bar surprise, and a couple of other things. All this stuff takes a couple of hours. It's not your simple a hot dog and soda pop anymore. No. We're doing 3 or 4 courses. She must have asked me this prior to my having coffee, because I can't imagine where I'd be like, oh, sure, okay, yeah, that sounds fine. It is what it is. I've already agreed. But still, I'm backtracking. When did I just apparently so casually agree to this? I don't know. That one's too clever. She knows when to ask me something when I'm not quite paying attention. She knows how to work the system, me being the system. Anyway, can't complain too much. I'm still happy to do it, and I'm glad that she still wants to. Speaking of celebration, happy World Cup. I've been doing my best to try to keep up with it. There's so much material there. There's a lot of games, but I got to tell you, what I've been able to tune into, oh my gosh. I have been enjoying myself so much. Let me know if you're keeping up with the Cup. It's been so exciting to see the games. And then outside of the games themselves, the social, cultural mixing connectivity has been wild. It tickled me something awful to see the Tartan army take over Boston. I say take over, melded. And I am just learning about Erling Haaland's career, aka the striking Viking. I would counter the flying Viking. I don't know how he does it. He defies gravity. He is 6'5", 200 some odd pounds. I have no idea how he takes to the air like that, but it is impressive. You don't appreciate how much talent is out there until you see it on the field. Let me know if you're like me and you're keeping up with the Cup, or you try to. It's been something. All right, you guys, that's enough about what's going on over here. Like always, I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing fabulous. Next week will be the Celtic Cross readings. And there you go. You guys, I hope you have an amazing next week, and I hope you have a beautiful day today. I will see you next week, and I will see you at your sign today. Take care. Be well. Leo, what's up? Show me, Leo. Okay. 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, 7 of Cups. Yeah, wow. Over here, 5 of Pentacles, the Tower, the High Priestess. Ace of Cups, the Moon, the 5 of Cups. Justice for you, yeah, absolutely. You seem to be quite content in your world. There's a lot going on in there for you, but it's good things. Justice, you're trying to live a life of balance as you understand it. Technical, legal, spiritual, okay? Concerning yourself with your own karma, sense of priorities, do's and don'ts, weighing up the scales. It's pretty good. 10 of Pentacles. Your focus has been, and will continue to be for some time, your sense of foundation, which is not just your personal home, career, finances, everything. your network, your resources, your community, your people. There's a lot going on in there. And you love it. You absolutely love it. You live for this. Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups. You try to show your foundation fresh energy every day. So while the Ten of Pentacles remains a pre-existing construct that you are very familiar with, your energy towards it is always on point, always fresh, always open. You try to keep yourself open to it, never closed off. It's never the sense that everything's finalized or complete. No. This Leo is very exploratory in their energies towards their everyday world. Tries not to take anything for granted as being done or completed. You know, it's really positive, healthy energy. And it's a little playful, yeah. On the social side of things, I have no doubt, personally, you connect for your own reasons, intimately. But for the most part, I see how that same energy flows into your foundation. And yeah, you're pretty flexible, open-spirited, open-hearted Leo, you know? And you're up for an adventure now and again, yeah? Personal reasons. But that's not really what you're emphasizing today. But it's there, I see it. Again, you try to live a justified, balanced life, whatever that means to you. You understand what your own sense of karma or justice is. Over here, I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't profess to. Five of Pentacles, Tower, the High Priestess. Okay. I don't know who this is, but someone intuitively feels like they're headed towards disaster or that their world is falling apart. That's pretty heavy, actually. I just don't know how aware of it you are, because it doesn't seem to be your focus. It's not your world, it's someone else's. Yours is happy, alive, thriving, functioning. It moves pretty well. Fluid, too. Everything's balanced, you're on top of everything, you look great. And over here, someone has this impending sense of doom and disaster. Like everything's falling apart, I can feel it. Ace of Cups, the Moon, Five of Cups. I don't think you're aware of this. I don't. I think this is someone that you would say you care for, but you don't really seem to know what they're going through. That's yet to be revealed. Okay. In some way, I believe this becomes apparent to you eventually. From where you stand, the thing that's visible is the Ace of Cups. I know you have some sense of familiarity with whomever this is, and you would say you care about them, maybe even love them. But for the most part, you don't seem to know what the heck's going on. Let's get some advice, please. It's odd to me is that extra layer of silence. The moon, okay. Hidden stuff, okay. But that note of silence there from this person. The High Priestess is not just the intuitive self, but the silent self. They feel the need to be quiet. Also kind of confirming to me that this Leo, for all intents and purposes, you don't know what's going on in their world. Now, are these... This feeling of doom, dread, is that real and valid? Are their fears blowing up? I believe they're anticipating something real, yes. I don't think it's happened yet, no. I believe they're expecting it. Six of Cups, the Fool, Nine of Cups. See, there's a lot of goodwill here. In history, yeah, you know this person. Advice, perhaps open up in goodwill and faith. You know? Check in on them, long story short. Knight of Wands, Three of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's been a while since we've checked in with this person. So I don't know who this is to you. I'm not convinced at all that it's romantic, but it is someone that you have a history with, and that could be anybody. A sibling, a childhood best friend. I don't know, but there's your energy. Three of Wands, crossing distance, Page of Pentacles. It's been a while since we've looked in on this person. So the advice here for you, because you're the energy that's in the position to do so, is to perhaps open up, and that's if you resonate, from that space of goodwill and love and support. And because it would please you to do so, right? Because it would make you happy. You have a lot of perhaps much needed positive influence for this person who is feeling very down and kind of scared. You don't have that. You could be the influence that they need, okay? That right voice at the right time, the right influence at the right time. And it looks like it's been forever and a day since we've checked in on them. I'm not saying you have to. It's not your responsibility. I'm saying I believe it's something that you would typically do in the past, but perhaps it's been a while. Okay, obviously you've had a lot to focus on for yourself. And people have a tendency to go their own separate ways and seek different shores in their lives. So yeah. It might be, see, you don't know. The Moon, Three of Swords, we have no idea. That's okay. I'm going to pull a couple more just in case, and then we'll get some oracles for you. Three of Cups, Justice, exactly. You're that Leo. Whoever this is to you, you'd want to know. You're that person. And I'm the same damn way. I'd want to know. I'd want to know. If this was a family member, a friend, someone I haven't talked to in 20 years, but perhaps I could be that person of influence, I'd want to know. I absolutely would want to know. You're in the position to help, I believe. And I'm not saying financial help, I'm saying support. You showed me nothing but emotional support. I know you two are bonded. And they have chosen silence. Perhaps they feel they have to keep this to themselves, or there's fear or a sense of shame in what's going on in the world, and they don't know how to open up. This is that person who typically opts in for silence, perhaps as opposed to volunteering their own words. You know? I got to keep it to myself. No, you don't. You don't, but it seems to me you would know who this is by now. And that's if you resonate, okay? I tell you, you're in the position of positive influence. And I mean influence. Emotional support. That's what I'm looking at here today, folks. Yeah, okay. No communication about the hardship or obstacle. I see that. Mirror reflection. 12-21, 21-12. Okay. Yeah, well, I have no doubt. You're thriving. You're thriving. Let's be clear about that. You're thriving. And it's not a competition. You care about this person. Ace of Cups said so. You have a history with them. You're thriving. You're doing something amazing, unique, beautiful. I told you. You try not to take your foundation for granted. You see it as something creative, something that requires you to be open-minded and open-hearted towards it every day. And you've created something quite beautiful, rare, unique. 20. You're okay. You're okay. The harshness, the harsh reality for this person, I believe. Okay. All right. I'm curious. Is there anything in here that might be helpful for Leo? Daydreaming. Head in the clouds, delusions, hopes, and dreams. Someone's locked in their head, daydreaming. Perhaps getting lost to the fears. I don't quite know. Or it might be you. You had that feeling, that notion of them. They're crossing your mind recently. There's a reason why. That kind of waking dream state of influence from someone else. It's been a while since I've talked to them. Why do I keep thinking about them? They're fine. Yeah. Right? A little paranoid, cautious, insecure, guarded. Yeah, this person has a hard time opening up. Okay. Not that one. You personally look great. You look amazing. Emotionally, the key word here, this is your medallion, but the key word face up is generous. I was about to say you're in the position of generosity at this time. You don't have to. I'm not telling you have to. You're in that position to give to this situation. because you can, because you want to. You feel called to it, compelled. This Leo would want to know. That's the key word there, generous. You have some very prominent Leo in your chart, right? The top 4. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. You could be a double, triple Leo. Yes. We have the letters W, A, E. Okay. I hope this helped you. And if you resonate with this, I hope they're okay. I do. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Sagittarius, please. Okay, 3 of Wands. Page of Swords in reverse, the Hanged Man. Yeah, over here. 3 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Ouch, 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 ouch. It's going to be an ouchy kind of reading. All right. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. I know. Okay, 7 of Pentacles. I got it. All right. Overview, 10 of Swords. You're showing me acceptance around this subject. It's not that you don't care. You care. It's just more like acceptance, like I said. There's clearly an ending here in 10 of Swords. You've heard me say it before, is no guarantee of an ending. But you see it as a painful situation, one that warrants you stepping back from it completely. Because as is unacceptable to you. And I don't see you anxious to reconnect to it. But yeah, like I said, it's much more of an accepting point of view from you today. 3 of Wands, Page of Swords, the Hanged Man. Yeah, like I said, you deliberately, consciously, willfully stepped back from this and said, nope, nope, count me out. No, this is not for Saggy. Thank you. That's physical distance. Okay, so even if you didn't say get 500 miles away from the situation, it's the metaphor for the thing. No contact. Don't talk to me. You might as well be 500 miles away. A Page of Swords. Also P.S. Nice touch there. You're not looking. I ain't looking at you. I ain't trying to spy on you. I'm not trying to keep tabs on you. I don't do that shit. Good for you. And the Hanged Man. You're like, I need to sit here and think my thoughts. So it's not passive waiting. No. It's very much stepping back, gaining distance from this, not engaging. You made that very clear. I'm not engaging at any level. I won't do it. Hanged Man. I'm just going to sit here and think. I'm going to use my time wisely and reflect on this situation. Over here, 3 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Lots of ouch, ouch, ouch. I want to keep connecting to you. Why can't I connect to you? I'm confused. Well, why can't we connect and work this out? It'll be like old times. Well, they're showing me a lot of heartbreak and confusion. Why can't we just connect? Why can't we just connect? Well, you know, without knowing your two's history extensively, I would say it's because whatever it is that caused the hurt and pain, from your point of view, would just continue on or resume if you did. And that would be self-defeating. I don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again, because that's how we create patterns that in many ways reflect a kind of insanity. So, what's the definition of insanity, folks? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Like, if I keep connecting to you as is, guess what? It's going to be more of the same. Disappointment, pain, and it's just going to hurt me, not just you. So it's like, you understand this hurts them, but it would hurt you more to continue to do it. So you're showing me logic here. That's yes, yeah. This causes me pain, ergo, I'm going to stop doing it. If there was room for modification or change, you would have shown me that. So whatever this is, in your mind and estimation, is a non-changing situation. Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. Eventually, both of your energies agree that it's best to separate. 7 of Pentacles, of the self for the self, and be mindful of each other's own paths. You have your path, they have their path. And perhaps sometimes those paths overlap in terms of 3D structure for reasons of responsibility, resources, material goods, but for the most part, emotional disengagement. That remains there. Okay. Make sense? Because I have to say, I do believe there might be some physical crossover in respect to location, territories, resources, or monies. But in terms of the emotional piece, that's going to remain shut off, at least for the time being. Long term, I don't know. I do not know. I admire the way you showed me that. I ain't trying to look. I ain't trying to spy. I need my distance. I need my space from this. And I'm going to honor that space. I don't want influence. Good. Good for you. Okay. Eventually their energy settles down out of this confusion and heartbreak and kind of sees the reality for what it is. Okay. Emotional distance is probably best. That's good. I'm glad they catch up to it. There's something about it when you two connect, it's just painful. It's just painful. All right, advice please for Sassy. But there's not to say there's still some residual elements there that you two share. Knight of Cups, Eight of Wands, Page of Cups. How so? Chariot, their confusion. Okay, so that was their wish, not yours. Yeah, there was some softness in there. There was some softness, emotional expression, vulnerability, trying to open up, use our words. Chariot, the Magician, Two of Swords, confusion. Why can't we move forward? I just apologized. I just said I love you. Why can't we move forward? I'm confused. If we could just get on the same page, I know we could move forward. You're not convinced. You're not convinced. I think you're closer to the truth than they are. They still want the emotional journey between you two to continue, and you don't. You don't see the point of it. You don't see it as being valid or having direction. Or direction was always the problem, maybe. Or lack of direction. I don't know. Perhaps emotional consistency in this instance was also an issue. Yeah, you say you want to keep it going. Yeah, you say you still have love for me. Then why do I keep ending up in a position where I'm hurt or you're hurt over and over again? I don't want to keep doing the same thing. So I respect this. I typically, I'm a huge fan of communication, and I always will be. Wherever there is a problem, a solution often arrives in words and then actions or behaviors that follow up the words. So somebody expressed themselves here lovely, beautifully, and I believe I'm even looking at an apology here. I do believe it was heartfelt. But there's confusion. Why don't you want to move forward on this? Because you already know where that takes you. You already know where it takes you both. Okay. So, like I said, there seems to be more acceptance on your part. It's hard when two people don't line up emotionally on the same page anymore. Someone still wants it, the other person doesn't. Eventually, the energies will settle down into their reality. And I would ask them, why do you want to keep, why do you want to keep it together when we see how it ends up again and again? A lot of people, it's that ache, I'm not ready to let this go. Anxiety, fear of the mind, Nine of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, actually, you're showing me that. You're saying I take responsibility. It kind of stresses me out a little bit, but you're like, I'm not afraid to stand on my own 2 feet either. Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. You're saying I'd rather be on my own doing my own thing than have to continuously stay connected to this and always be in my head about it. Questioning myself, second-guessing myself and R2's connection or feelings. It's like it's not worth it. She's like, I'll take that hit. Yeah, I will. I know you would. Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. This is someone who's very comfortable being independent, who can very much take care of themselves. And Nine of Swords. You know? Yeah. It's hard, but you're willing to do it. Okay. Okay. Let's get some oracles, please. It's something you just don't want to keep worrying about anymore. You're saying, I know better. The Book of Wisdom, number 26. Okay. We're educated on this subject. We understand some things. We've done our healing. We've had our insight. The Book of Wisdom, saying, I know better. I just know better. I have lots of experience with this or with you. I know better. Wishing well. You wish more for yourself. You wish for them. Wish you well. I wish you well. Okay. A high honor. Regard. High honor. You want to leave on a high note with honor intact. Right. No, I believe you wish them well. And you want to leave on a high note with honor and dignity intact. I get that. I respect that. I really wish people would just learn how to separate, whatever it is. Intimate reasons, personal reasons, such as with family and friends. I wish people would just learn how to separate instead of destroying each other in order to justify separating. You can still keep what's in you good, intact, and wholesome. Right? And that way you're better prepared to connect to someone else who's more in alignment with who you are. We shouldn't have to destroy each other in order to take an exit. But we feel the need, we feel compelled for somebody to be the bad guy in order to escape. I'm glad you're not doing that, so respect. Okay. But yeah, you want to leave on a high note. And I believe you're showing me I wish them well. Very classy Sag here. Antisocial. Okay. In your feelings, silent treatment, left out, something like that. You might be perceived that way. But do keep in mind, just because you're gaining distance to gain perspective does not mean you're being antisocial. But I could definitely see where you're being perceived that way. Oh, they're just giving me the silent treatment. Oh. No. 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 Making waves, emotions, worry, fear. Yeah. There's that emotions. We're still in our feels about this, at least they are, and I believe that they still have very strong feeling for you. And I have no doubt you would still say that you love them or care about them in your own way, but not enough to continue to justify bringing it together. There is definitely the accusation of someone here being antisocial. A silent treatment, feeling left out. If you don't want to keep connecting to somebody, yeah, they might accuse you of that. You're leaving me out. Well, no. There's a lot of things that led up to this separation. Let's not forget that. Some of you okay. If you're refusing to look in on them, spy, or speak to them, yeah. But I don't see it as punishment. I see it as what's right for you because you know better. You don't want to indulge in any unhealthy behaviors, especially if you're the one prompting separation. That makes sense to me. It doesn't mean it makes sense to someone else. Okay. All right. It's going no contact. That's probably the best way to put it for some of you. Okay, W, H, Q, Z, and then we have the dragon in reverse. We're not pursuing this. No. Or you feel it's an unempowering situation. Okay, Saggy honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aries. Okay, for your side, but reverse as you see fit. 6 of Pentacles, the Sun. Ace of Wands, lovely. Over here, Queen of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Justice, Ace of Cups, 3 of Cups. Okay, I was wondering where are we going with this, the both of you. Okay, because we're matching and that's cool. It's pretty close anyway. But where are we going with this? Like it goes somewhere. It goes somewhere. Overview 7 of Wands. You're like, it's a boundary thing. Okay. Right now, you're saying I'm exercising boundaries. Christina, I am exercising standards. All right. I'm not a silly goose. Because let's be clear, something's happening for you and something's happening for this person. Now, it starts out friendly enough. Friendship, partnership, working efforts, collaborative efforts, I don't quite know. I do know that there's a common goal being expressed on both sides. Okay, let's work together. Let's put our head together, Aries, and hey, good things might happen. You're like, agreed. Yeah. You got a little smile on your face when you say it, too. Like, yeah, I can balance with you if you balance with me. And they're like, I was thinking the same thing. How awesome is that? See? We have a lot in common, Aries. I know. So, there's some technical work here. Resources, like I said, project orientation, stuff like that. But do you see the spikes of fire running through it? Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands, Sun, yay. It's a lot of happiness and a balance there. Now, I like it when stuff works out too. I do. But you're running hot. So are they. You have a little bit more sunshine on your side. They're showing me the Queen of Cups. Like I said, I'm a big fan of goals and projects, especially when they come together and you connect to the right people. I'm just saying. There's a lot more notes in there than just satisfaction of a job well done. Your side and their side. But I see you two get along very well. You work well together as well. So I'm like, where are we going with this? You're like, no, actually. Justice, Ace of Cups, Three of Cups. You both know where you're going with this. So it starts out very official, Seven of Wands. We got a job to do. 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 We're not looking at each other in a special way or anything. Who does that? Oh my God, this is so stupid. No, it starts out very formal, but neither one of you is doing a very good job containing your excitement. There's a lot of excitement on both sides. We're working together. It's awesome. Oh my God. But eventually, Justice, Ace of Cups, Three of Cups, and that's wonderful. And both sides. Okay, sense of balance is love, actually, is developing, it seems. I'm not saying it has to. I'm saying the more you two connect, the more apparent it becomes on both sides that it's free-flowing love. Okay? And it's in that sweet spot, or it will be in that sweet spot. Again, it depends on how often we connect to it. But in my eyes, it's more readily apparent sooner than later that this is love. It mixes up that way. Okay? That's the end result of all this chemistry and working well together. So, careful. If you're not trying to end up in that direction, don't connect to it. But I'm looking at you two. I think you're a good match. It's more than a vibe. It passes the vibe check, but it's definitely more than a vibe. All right. Let's get some advice, please, for Aries. Four of Cups, King of Cups, Five of Pentacles. Okay. Well, someone here has been feeling off. It was either you or them. Very disconnected from the emotional self, feeling down, disappointed. Oh, someone's got a big heart here. Naturally sensitive, empathetic, carries a lot of emotional memory. There's nothing wrong with that. But for the most part has been feeling very down and disappointed in love and the prospects of it, just feeling bad about it. The key word here is disconnected from deep emotional experiences. It's like I've got such a big heart and my feelings have nowhere to go. So someone's been feeling that for a minute, for a while. It's either you or them. Okay? And desiring very much to connect in a deeper way. Someone has been. I don't know how long. I don't know what the backstory is. That's a very sad King of Cups. Who doesn't want to be sad? Who wants to be happy and satisfied in love? Just don't quietly. The King of Cups keeps things to him or herself. Okay? Judgment, the Emperor, Chariot, Driving Force. You. For those of you who are new to tarot, hello. Emperor is your power card, number 4. Judgment, the Emperor, Chariot. You'll receive the call when it's time to move forward. So that means for some of you it hasn't happened yet. 1, 2, 3 majors. One of them is you. You will receive the call to move forward. You will know when it's right. You will know when it's time to respond or open up, etc. Meet your destiny. Which is to say, tarot isn't all about destiny and fate. Okay, there's things that are meant to appear in our lives at a particular time the way it did. We also have free will. So again, you don't have to. It's still your judgment call. Yes, it's meant to show up as a calling for you. But also you get to choose what you do with the energy. Cancer season. Okay. Sorry, I just looked down the Empress. Yes, it could be your equal, of course. The Emperor and Empress always desire to connect with each other. Persons of empowerment, importance. Okay. Sense of self, drive. I don't know who's been hurting that bad. I feel sad for them. It's just that ache, that deep ache of not feeling satisfied in love and wanting that. And we have some things to work through there. Everybody does. But I'll tell you what. When it's time to fall in love, it's time to fall in love. That's business here with Justice. That's serious business. It's just them. Sex is irrelevant to me. I believe they're the King and Queen of Cups, but okay. The Institute. Oh, there's official reasons to connect. I see that. The Institute. The Institute. It's supposed to be formidable. But this is the Institute, the officiousness for official reasons. Oh, yes, I have no doubt. 19. Let's go ahead and put these back. Oh, yes, but there are official reasons to connect. Absolutely, I see them right here. It's a fabulous pretext, I'm sure. Okay, anything else? And it quickly evolves into courtship, so good. It's not like friendships with benefits. No. It actually leads to something substantial, and that's shared. So that's lovely. Okay, first, right, we got a job to do. Let's get our energy together, guys. Come on. We're going to go ahead and... This is more for those folks who are having problems. The oracles have a tendency to be extremely, astoundingly negative in the love energies. That's not what I'm seeing here today. Someone has a personal ache. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. We all go through aches and pains in love. We'll go ahead and pull some of these. Timing. Told you. Divine timing. It's coming up soon for you. This is what I was meant to see. And timing. If you must, ups and downs. I can see that with the love energies. Someone's had their ups and downs in love. Certainly. But it is about timing. It's all in timing right now. Okay? That timing's coming up. Looking. And so it has begun. This card technically says pull another one. Looking. So we're already kind of keeping an eye on someone. You to them, they to you. It's not in a weird, creepy way. It's just typically that's how these things start. Through basic modes of observation. It's normal. And then also, in terms of person, somebody might have some very enticing, what you might call exotic eyes, or very piercing eyes, or very soulful eyes. Oh my. W, Z, I. We have the medallions of Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, Aquarius. Yes. You might have very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the season. Might be important to you. Also, the upcoming new moon. Please pay attention to your energies around that time. Peacock, that's fine. Bit of a display there. The energy shining bright, whether you want to see it or not. It's there. So it's full display, but on both sides, the attraction's there. It's obvious, it's evident, and it's natural attraction. It's not being forced. You two find each other very attractive, and you're not even trying. That's what's wild to me. Not even trying, neither one of you. There's that fox, more that fire. Fox, clever, cute, cunning, fast. Push things together quickly, clever. Okay? All right. Aries, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Aquarius. Alrighty. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but reverse energies as you see fit. Page of Cups, the World, Chariot. Okay, over here, 7 of Swords, 10 of Wands, 8 of Swords. Okay, yeah, I don't blame you at all. All right, Ace of Pentacles, the Star, that is you. Queen of Wands. Okay, I'm seeing solo Aquarius here. This is technically shared. It's no shared at all. It's you. Overview, Page of Wands. That's right. You're trying to keep your energies open to yourself at this time and completely shed yourself of the situation. To be clear, Page of Cups, perhaps not too long ago, you had the opportunity to open up to this, and you said, no. You might have been prompted with an apology or something like that, and you went, no, that's done. That's done. My days of being open to this are done. It's done. I'm going to literally concentrate on me now. Yeah, and then the Chariot, moving forward beyond that cycle. I mean, it's very distinct. It is very, very distinct. Clear cut. Open and shut case right there. It's like, nope. No. I'm out. Chariot. And it's not just about out. It's moving forward powerfully. Okay. Yeah, I see people move on all the time with 6 of Swords. The Chariot suggests there's somewhere else I got to be. And I got to be there like yesterday. It's the power of our intent. So your intent to move forward with your life is quite strong. Over here, 7 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 8 of Swords. This person's wrapped up in confusion. And their thoughts don't seem to be able to stay on topic, which is lending to the confusion. It's also a little bit of a refusal to see, procrastination. It looks like so much unnecessary confusion and blindness. It's insistence upon it to the point that it costs them 10 of Wands. It's costing them a lot to not see something here. It's costing them a lot to not see the truth. It's costing them a lot to act like their hands are tied and there's nothing that they can do. It's costing them a lot. It costs them you or your two's connection. I don't know what it is. It doesn't have to be intimate. Someone who refuses to acknowledge anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Can we just move on? I said I was sorry. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, why are you apologizing? Never apologize for something that you shouldn't own, right? So it's, again, it's ignoring, I don't want to see, I don't want to deal, I don't want to interact. Okay. And they're putting so much pressure on themselves to stay in that mode. A lot of self-propel, I don't know what's going on here, and I'm going to go ahead and keep it that way. No insistence upon clarity, insight, or anything. So you cannot fix what you do not admit is broken. And I know you have very little tolerance to that. So you are always going to strive for clarity. That's why you're the vision, you're the star, you're the Ace of Swords. It is very hard for you to tolerate people who remain saturated in their own ignorance and blindness. And that's what I'm seeing here. So, again, who they actually are, I don't know. That's up to you. It doesn't look romantic or partnership to me at all. Anybody who refuses to acknowledge what the hell's going on. That is an answer. That's an answer. I don't think people understand how the how the thinking works. It's like if I refuse to acknowledge the situation, that'll make them stay. What? And for some people, they live on it. It's like, well, then let me help you answer it. No. Somebody wants to put up that blind wall. It's not going to come down anytime soon. Doesn't matter how much you scream at it or yell at it or try to talk to it. You know? So I'm glad you're not doing that. Okay. Remember this, lack of acknowledgement is a response. Ace of Pentacles, a star, Queen of Wands, and then your energy goes beautifully solo. So wherever it is you go from this point forward, all I can see it is to being to your benefit or to your advantage. Go. Ace of Pentacles, the star, Queen of Wands. You look great. You feel great. You're an absolute babe. You're a smoke show here. Be you male or female. You got it. You got it going on. So you releasing yourself from this is probably one of the best things you could have done. You are making phenomenal space for new. Ace of Pentacles, the star. I believe many of you are aiming for new jobs. You see it as a long-term vision. Remember, you must remember the star is not about healing. We have so many other cards in tarot to indicate healing. It's but a small portion of it, if that's your point of desire, is healing. But for most people, it represents a vision. Okay? A vision that we have to keep our eye on to follow it. And you are aiming yourself towards a vision of success, work. I've been seeing an increase in your collective energies for that, actually, for that matter. Success is on the rise, work is on the rise, your vision's on the rise. And it's not just all pie in the sky. No, no, no. It's real. And you look great, Queen of Wands, your physical energies. You're glowing. So, this Aquarius, I can honestly say, had a glow up. I'm glad you're doing what's right for you. You're getting on your own path to destiny and sticking to it. And that's where you need to be. You made some solid decisions here. And I don't know what all that... It's almost like if they refuse to acknowledge the situation or the problem, like you won't leave or go anywhere. And no, on the contrary, it just gave you more confirmation that you need to go. It's like if I don't acknowledge what Aquarius is trying to do, then they'll stay. And that's not how this works. That's not how this works. The Fool, Queen of Cups. I want you to do what's in your heart. That's your only advice. You already got a great energy for that. Go with what's in your heart. You're an open-hearted, free-spirited person at this time, but with real objectives in mind, one that you have every intent to meet. You go on then. You go. Here in Cancer season. Time to rise and shine, baby. Okay. Strength. Eight of Wands. The High Priestess, Four of Pentacles, yeah. I believe you're showing me the strength to communicate your intent. Okay. But inwardly, privately, quietly, you know how it will be received. Not well. Privately, you believe that, yeah, to them this represents an ending. Okay. You believe that they will continue to hold on to this in some form of resentment or pain. You feel it. That doesn't mean you're saying it. These are your external words, and they're done so with strength and pride and conviction of your intent. Someone who is about to set off on the journey that you are absolutely should speak with that level of strength and power. But privately, High Priestess, you feel that they're withholding and that they're going to continue to hold on to this. Doesn't matter what you say. You're probably right. And that's something for them to work through. You feel them holding back. Yeah, I know. That's been their thing this whole time. Someone who refuses to get clear is always going to hold back what they're really thinking because they don't actually know what they're really thinking. Okay. Six of Wands, Six of Swords, Ace of Swords. There you go. It's not about triumph, having the last word, or an ego trip. You're getting out of there. Ace of Swords. You know that's your truth. It's good to see you here today, darling. Your power card and your symbol, Ace of Swords, are all here. Yeah, but we're moving away from this idea of keeping score, ego trips, having the last word, last laugh. You're not into that. You want your vision. That's what it's about. Okay? All right. It really isn't about how you might have been right. Okay. For some of you, courtship, 4. Loyalty, dog. Okay. What about it? Distant horizon, further out. Those of you who might be interested in relationship energies, something that's loyal that you can commit to, that's a further out idea on the distance horizon. It's not your immediate goal or objective. This is your immediate goal or objective as you move forward. It doesn't look like it's relationship to me. It's something that's important to you. But there's this idea of further out, much further out than what I'm reading. Distant horizons, this idea of a loyal, loving relationship or commitment. It's like, in time. In time, 4/18/36. Until then, this departure kind of represents a storm to you, and you're trying to prevent an all-out storm. But you understand that it's causing tension, angst. But still, you got to do what's right for you. I understand. Rolling the dice. Yeah. I'd say it was a calculated roll, a calculated risk, but you want to. And you understand it's upsetting this person. I do believe you're experiencing a massive growth spurt, and someone here doesn't have it in them to support that growth or to challenge themselves to rise into that growth. And this is where a lot of connections, be they relationships, intimately or otherwise, have a tendency to fail. I'm trying to rise and grow. You want to stay down here, and that's fine. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but it's not my job to force you to raise up to my level, right? And then the person who stays down there feels like they're being left behind, but they are. They are being left behind. Someone has to go in a different direction, okay? It's wrong to ask the other person to stay down here. And it's wrong to try to force someone else to rise up. Okay? Where we are, these two people don't match. Yeah, I think they don't want to give you an answer. They don't want to see the situation for what it is. Withholding will make you stay. On the contrary, it's giving you confirmation to go. Okay, moving on. And why can't you come with me, grow with me? No. Something like that, I don't know. Archangel Michael, protection, prevented from harm, divine intervention. But please know you're protected. I see that strength of will. There's something here you need to set out to do. It's got your name on it. Might as well do it. You're being protected. Move on. And achieve. Not just move on, achieve. In feminine energy, nurturing. Some of you might identify as the Empress. Here we have 2 feminine energies. Nurturing, the feminine, okay, the intuitive, the wisdom, the giving back, okay, being generous, being somebody who is a good model to others. Yeah, some of you might identify as the feminine energy here. Empress, once more. Okay. Wanting a life, growth. I'm seeing here the maternal as well. Some of you just want nurturing to grow, not asked to stay and be stunted. You need the room to grow. Okay. F, T, we have the medallion of Aries, Libra, Taurus, Gemini, Pisces. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, and of course the seasons might be important to you. We are already out of Gemini season and Taurus season. Okay. Oh, that's when things might have reached a crux between you and this person, but your focus now is Cancer season from this point forward. Moving on. All right, Aquarius, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Gemini. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but reverse energies as you see fit. 3 of Wands, 5 of Wands, Judgment. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. Ay, ay, ay. The Wheel of Fortune. My goodness. You're going to get advice from me that's very outside the box. Hold on. The Magician. 3 of Pentacles. Yep. Knight of Pentacles. Overview, the High Priestess. You feel it too. So what I'm about to tell you doesn't necessarily surprise you, but it is advice that I very rarely give. I agree with your assessment. Let's step back from the situation, right? Because when you're in it, you get caught up in it. The argument. It seems to be endless. I can see why. Step back, judgment. This will come back to you in time. Literally, I am not telling you to wait. Wait is useless. It has no skill. You learn nothing from waiting. No. I'm saying step back. Okay? Get uninvolved from this ongoing argument or situation. It will literally come back to you in time. Judgment, the Wheel of Fortune says so. And perhaps when it comes back around, it can be in a more functioning state, because right now, dysfunctioning. But with some time, some patience, some insight, and some separation, it can do little wonders here. But yeah, I'm not that person. Oh, they'll come back to you. They'll apologize. If I see it, great, I'll say it. But no. I don't advocate that at all. If people need to make decisions, they need to get on with their life. So once more, I'm not telling you to wait. But I agree with your assessment. Let's step back. 3 of Wands, get some distance. You're not the first collective to show me. I need distance. But yours is much more upfront, immediate, because you're still connected to it. It has yet more of a part to play. So I don't want you to think it's done either. Nothing about this is done. No, but it needs time to calm the hell down. And judgment. This will come back to you. Again, I rarely say that. And I don't know that I'm convinced. It doesn't look intimate to me. It does not look romantic to me. Common misconception, hence the intro, and why I'm so thorough about what to expect. It doesn't look romantic to me. But this is someone who you see as being part of your life in some way. Friendship, yeah. Someone you feel you have to work with from time to time. Maybe a family member. I don't know. It's a little chaotic, and you're like, I need to stop putting my foot in it because it doesn't seem to be helping. Okay, that's a fair assessment. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Look, someone's in a bad way right now, and I am sympathetic. I am. But when you try to help or get involved, for some reason, there's a lot of tension here, like a ton. It might be that they're not necessarily looking for help, but someone to argue or fight with. And it's not exactly you. It could have been anybody from this context. But I know you. You're that person you try to help because you're blessed with that kind of sight, right? You can see things in multiple directions, and that's wonderful. Shows the versatility of your mind. But for some reason, somebody went, "Rawr. I want your help. I'm mad, I'm angry, and I'm hurting." And they are a little sulky right now, and they are hurting. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, but I don't think anything can console them at this time. Not you, not anybody. Like I said, I don't think they were looking for help. I think they were looking for a fight. And you went, nope. Nope. So I'm glad you removed yourself from that. But you don't seem to be taking it personally. And again, that's very much within your power structure as Gemini. It's very admirable. I wish more people had that quality, as know when to not take things personally. That's not an easy thing to do. It is very, very easy to take many things personally. But you seem to know not to do that. So it's good on you. I think you have a lot of experience with this person or situations like it. Okay. Yes, like, I know it's not about me. That's wonderful. Wheel of Fortune, yeah. When they're ready and they're in a better position, mood, or a little bit more recovered from where they're at, they will come back to you. Okay? What you both want, the Magician, 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, you want a kind of normalcy in your two's connection and your two's friendship. We both want things to go back to normal. You know, I want my friend to get back on a sure-footed path, and, you know, me too. I want our connection to be calm and normal looking again. That would be great. If it could function again as friendship, that would be fantastic. So you're thinking that, and eventually they do as well. Okay, and you both want that. Let's get back on the same team, you and me. And that team, as far as I can tell, is called friends. And I mean friends. All right. My goodness. Let's get some advice, please, for Gemini. And I'm sorry they're in a bad place like that, but sometimes we end up lashing out towards the very people that are trying to help us. Again, it's very admirable the way you're not taking it personally. It's like, okay, I'm going to back up here. All right. Because typically when I see this, like this kind of stuff, my first thought is, are we done yet? Are we done yet? No, we are not. Don't rush it either. Judgment, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Pentacles. When things settle back down for this person, it's going to represent some time. I'm seeing something closer to late summer. Okay. Or for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, late winter. Nine of Pentacles, Five of Swords, the Empress. Yeah, you have so much experience. You just threw down a lot of experience. And you're saying, yeah, they're not in a good way right now. They're not on their game right now. They're not on form right now. I know they're better than this. And right now they're self-sabotaging. All the fives are here. It's like, I know what they're doing. They're trying to pick a fight. They're pushing me away. They're not really angry with me. I know. You see, there's someone who knows better. Nine of Pentacles and the Empress. Either you're claiming to know them better than that, or they should know themselves better than that, and they lost sight of it for a minute. Yeah. But someone here is acting against their own best interests, and they do this from time to time. It's like, I have experience with them. I know. Someone here is acting helpless when they're anything but. And every now and again, they slip into that helplessness. Woe is me. Nothing's going to work out right. I'm hurting. No one else can understand right now. I'm deliberately being mean, ugly, or pushing you away because that's how I feel on the inside. Again, you have remarkable insight when it comes to this person. Okay. Six of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles. You're saying, I know exactly why they're upset. Yeah, you get it? And you were trying to help, that's all. Yeah, Five of Six of Pentacles. I know. To get them back into a working balance or to help it. And Three of Swords. You are intimately aware. I mean, you have details about what's going on in their situation. You know. Something here's not working out, it seems, in the 3D. Something to do with the balance of resources, material goods, opportunities. And, you know, they get like this. Sulky, disempowered. And they're not being honest with themselves. Okay. They will come back to you in time. That means they know you too. So when they're able to get some space and reflect on you, they know that you're trying to help. Okay? Two of Cups. There it is again. See? Same thing. Very consistent. Three of Pentacles, the Sun, Two of Cups. Yeah. Again, Two of Cups does not have to be intimate. It's some sort of bond. You can have a Two of Cups with your friend. This is how I feel about my friend. This is how my friend feels about me. I can have a Two of Cups with my neighbor, Bob. Okay? Those bonds are different for everybody. That's the whole point. It's an exchange between those two people. So it's like, I just know. Things will calm down. We'll get back into that working space where we get along. You have a lot of confidence in this, and actually so do they. They know who you are. You know who they are. All right? Things are disjointed, and they're showing me some butthurt energy that has nothing to do with you. You already know that. You tried to help. Okay? If they come back around, they're going to realize, I'm sorry about that time, Gemini. This was going on. I know how you get. You have a very forgiving nature. Okay, that tells me it's been returned to you from that same person. All right. Wealthy man, journey. Some of you might identify as the experienced one, the wealthy one, the productive one, or the one associated with the money, resources, and opportunities. and journey. 10. Oh. Oh, honey, did you go out of your way to see this person? Okay. And then they went, ah. Okay. Did you go out of your way to see this person? Oh, no. They're part of the family tree. I know, the legacy. I know it. I just know it. I know that relationship dynamic in the family when I see it. It feels like a sibling or cousin or some shit. I just know it. I know it. You know them very well. They're part of the family tree. They're part of the legacy. And there's a letter of communication trying to help stabilize. How can I help? That was your whole line of communication. I think many of you went out of your way to see them and you tried to help or get involved, contractually speaking, sort out the communication. This is family, I believe, for many of you. And I'm sorry, but that's, that's who you are. And they know that. It's back in there somewhere. Okay, I promise you. It comes back through later. They're acting a little I agree. They are acting childish. That sense of helplessness, nothing ever works for me, but you know them better. You're saying they can get down to it when they want to. They can be very productive. They can be very strong-willed. They can be very producing, but every now and again, they act immature and childish when something doesn't go their way or something falls outside of their expectations. Yeah, sometimes they kick and scream and kick up a fuss, but you say you would still call them a friend. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry that they're going through these hard times, guys. It's weird for someone who actually has a lot of credit to their name. They forget it real quick when they are inconvenienced or disappointed, or they feel that their expectations have not been met. They can turn into a child pretty quickly. Kick and scream, have a temper tantrum, sulky. I know, you were going in to try to find harmony, balance, and peace. And time. This thing needs time. It needs time. Remember, they can come back to you when they're more in an adult headspace. And drowning. Yes, it does feel like we're drowning in our emotions. We are very much up in our feels. And you got caught up in that. And I am sorry, but you're a big Gemini. You know what to do. You really do. I give you full credit for that. That kind of, see, why do I feel like some of you did hours of journey to connect to them and try to help? I'm sorry. But that's who you are. You're that person. You're that person. I think you're that person. Yeah, but there's someone here is drowning in their feels right now. Just time. Okay. We had letter I jump out of the bowl. 2 X's. I, V, J. And we need some medallions. We have Libra and a little bit of Aquarius here. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to. The seasons might be important to you. And once more, we have the Tree of Life. Okay. There you go. I know this is someone whom you're rooted to. Family. I'm strongly suspecting that. Yes. Yeah, this is absolutely someone whom you say is part of your development, part of your foundation. Yeah. You actually keep in regular correspondence with some of your old-fashioned, like you write letters, perhaps detailed emails, stuff like that. And you have to go out of your way to physically connect to them. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you can have foundations. Someone who is part of your stability, even if you don't live in the same city. That's part of your 10 of Pentacles, your network, resources, community, people. So, yeah, I think you have a tendency to correspond with them, but then you show up when you feel like you need to show up. Okay. Anyway, Gemini, it'll work out in the end. I know it will. I hope it helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Libra. Alrighty. Like always, we're going to start on your side of the board. But reverse energies as you see fit. 7 of Cups. The Fool. King of Pentacles. Well, look at you. 3 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. 5 of Wands. A little different. Okay. Yeah, the Hierophant. 8 of Pentacles. The Emperor. Yeah, that seems to be a whole other gig. All right. And Ten of Wands. Oh, no, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. It's like, that sucks. I don't want to be, like, down to earth right now, man. I want to do my own thing. You're showing me I want to open up. I want to be the fool. I want to feel my feelings. I want to explore that. I want to see where it takes me. Wouldn't that feel so fun? Wouldn't that feel so delicious? Yum, 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 yum. And King of Pentacles, you also associate it with a kind of form of self-worth or self-care. You're like, I would love to open up and have a good time. Unfortunately, blah, blah, blah. And there is a lot of blah, blah, blah here, but it's all good blah, blah, blah. It's very official. Blah, blah, blah. It really is. You're that person, you pull a lot of weight in your everyday reality. You're used to it. You really are used to it. You have a lot of responsibilities attached to you, and you take them all with a certain measure of grace. I'm going to go ahead and call you boss. You're kind of giving off the jefe vibe. But yeah, you have a lot of responsibilities. It's just, you're not really in the mood for them right now. That's what I do every day, Christina. Can I please do other things? Absolutely, but it's up to you to give yourself permission to do other things. I know there's a part of you that very much desires to be lighthearted. I would even say foolish, but warmly so. There's Seven of Cups. My goodness. That looks light. Phrase a bird. Exploratory. It looks like you want to open up in some sort of emotional direction and have fun with that, see where it takes you. And that even makes you feel good, but then you're like, I'm the boss. I just remembered that. Oh. So, honey, I gotta tell you, you're the only one who can give yourself permission. If you want to have lighter energies, do other things, have more fun, you're going to have to give yourself permission, because the situation you're in is not going to try to give you permission. You're going to have to give it to yourself. Okay? So whatever this is just went, bah! In like 5 different languages, it went, bah! Okay. 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. What do we do about this, boss? And they're really emphasizing boss. How do you want to do this? How do you want to take care of that? When do you want to take care of that? And for how long? And what's my role exactly? Give us an assignment. Tell us what to do. This, that, the other, arguments, and responsibilities, roles, shifting. And you just went, oh, does it ever stop? Well, remember this. Remember this. Heavy is the head that lies the crown. I believe I'm phrasing that correctly. I could be wrong. But you wear a crown, honey. I mean, you know what you signed up for, right? So again, you're boss. This situation perceives you as boss. In fact, this situation perceives you that your word is law. Those are not casual energies. The Hierophant and the Emperor and the 8 of Pentacles. Let's be clear. This is not a person. It's the situation it represents. There's a lot of stuff going on. Sometimes it's a little chaotic. There are voices in there all wrestling with each other about what to do with certain things. It's not just one person. It's a situation. That's hence the intro. It's not always about your person. I see that you would like to connect to something a little bit more personally, but that's not what this is. And here we go. The Hierophant, Emperor, 8 of Pentacles. Yeah. You said, I'm a King of Pentacles. So remember this. You have a lot of power. You have a lot of authority. And this situation relies on you constantly. I know. Okay. So remember that you're boss. If you want more time to yourself, to have fun, to explore other things, do other things, you're going to have to give yourself that permission. I'm taking time off. You guys figure it out. Whatever. I don't know. But you're that person. What you say goes. So you get a say. All right? I can tell you those work energies ain't going nowhere. You know that. I know that. It almost looks like that situation wants you to micromanage it. Like, honestly, the way it's so fussy over small shit. It's like, honestly, this is why I hire you people. You have roles to do. You have jobs to do. Anyway, Libra honey, you know, you want more freedom, you want more time to yourself, you're going to have to declare it, okay? I understand there's a lot of little functions And I'm sure some big ones too that are all demanding your attention right now. But I can tell you this, these work energies, your allegiance to them, your power around them aren't changing anytime soon. So this might be the case where you really need to stand up for yourself and say, I need some time off. I need to step away for a bit. You people don't need to be coming to me with every little thing. You should be able to make decisions for yourself. I don't know, guys. It looks... It looks like a lot of hens picking at the same thing over and over again, but I don't know. You're showing me the large-scale energies and how people have a tendency to defer to you. So that means you need to exercise empowerment for yourself and defer to yourself. Okay, let's get some advice, please, for Libra. Ten of Pentacles, Judgment, Knight of Swords. Oh, they're throwing it back at you. You know what you signed up for. You wanted all that? You got it. No, this is that person. Look, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. This is not light energy. The Hierophant and the Emperor, I say it all the time. These two can be each other's best friends or worst enemies. But you have a devotion here to empowerment that's quite high. This is what you've always wanted. You fought very hard for it, to be a person of importance and authority, dignity, respect, empowerment, and devotion. You got it. You got it. You earned it. I'm not saying you didn't. But also, yeah, judgment, decisions, Knight of Swords. Does every single decision you make have to be for your Ten of Pentacles? Knight of Swords. You go rushing towards it like a knee-jerk reaction. Stop sometimes. Apply your lessons. Allow yourself to be secure with what you have. Maybe you can afford to slack off a bit. I can see some of you just aren't used to relinquishing power. And that might be why this situation has a tendency to come to you every time it gets a stubbed toe. Or a little bit of a conflict, you know. You don't have to go rushing in. You're supposed to have a foundation, which means security and stability. You worked hard for it. Okay? Allow others to contribute to it. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. You're starting to question if you aren't neglecting yourself a little bit. Oh, are you? Yeah. It's like, yeah, I have power. I have a lot of experience and I have a lot of autonomy. I believe you do. I bet you do. You get to call the shots. But when it comes to taking care of yourself, a little negligent. It's like you can't quite see it. Eight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Remember, using all that power and experience also means using it towards yourself. Not just your job, not just your career. And managing other people. Are you managing yourself well? That's the whole part of self-worth. Not just how much you can do, earn, or contract yourself to. But how are you treating yourself? You're part of that. Everything begins with the self. What's the point of having all this experience and the power if you're not doing well by you? Okay? So let's see that. Let's tune into it better. Our needs. You're saying, hey, I want to open up, take some time off, experience some freedom. Do it. Back it up. Stop neglecting yourself personally and acting like you can't see it. God, they come to me with every little thing. Who set it up that way? Now, I get it. But guys, come on now. Marriage, 3. What about it? Journey, a journey. Great fortune. False person. Yeah. Okay, there's some falseness here, self-sabotage specifically around your fortune, your sense of stability. I've seen that. Most of it is coming from the neglected self. Okay? So as far as self-sabotage goes, that ain't bad. I'm taking care of myself. I don't throw my personal needs under the bus for the sake of my foundation. I don't do that. I remember to brush my teeth and eat right. Right? That's that. Now, journey, marriage. This is more the personal piece. I'm not saying you're trying to get married tomorrow. What I am saying is that you're right. If marriage is a goal for some of you and you see it as a journey, you'd like to get the journey started. Okay, personal connectivity, intimacy, relationship stuff. Yeah. You got to set some time aside to do this and be open to it, to explore it. Okay? You're right. That kind of end goal and relationship energy is a journey. Got to start somewhere, honey. That's a great energy to start with. Oh my gosh. Allow yourself to start it. I feel like I'm looking at somebody who knows better. I know you know better. I know you do. I know you know better. But you got wrapped up into that thinking, I can't leave my foundation alone for 5 minutes for somebody breaks something, does something, or I don't know. I don't know. But it's not true. It's false. It's like, I can't just get away from work for 5 minutes. That's what you keep telling yourself. And then you confuse it with authority and empowerment. Okay? You might want to look at that, because you're telling me, for all intents and purposes, you're very secure about what you've created. Then why do you act so insecure around it? I know you built something up. You've accumulated a great community. Perhaps your personal finances, yeah. Perhaps you identify someone who's wealthy. You built into that. I can kind of see why you feel like you can't leave it alone for too long, right? But eventually things need to grow up and kind of self-regulate. Okay. All right. I don't know what I'm going to get from this. I'm not even sure why I picked it up. Oh, glow up. Well, that's good. We'll take that. I don't know. No, I don't think I meant to say hopeless here. Glow up. Yes. New opportunities, successful business, new career. I think some of you worked very hard for what you have, and you see it as a huge glow up. And I get that. And you're in the position of boss and empowerment, all that jazz. You've earned this glow up. But you also need to realize you're part of it all. What happens if you don't function within this? If you stop taking care of yourself, you neglect yourself too much. You're not going to keep glowing up, honey. Remember that. And there's more to glowing up than just success at work. There's personal sense of success as well. I know you have intimate goals for yourself. I know you do. Relationship goals, I see them. That's part of the glow up too. You know, you remind me of a new nervous parent. You've done such a good job, right? Let's say with your newborn, turns into a toddler, and now it's time to send him off for school. And you fall apart instead of trusting your parenting. It's time. It's time that I believe your foundation here can regulate a little better without you being involved every minute of the day. Okay? I think this situation comes to you out of habit for any little thing because you coaxed it in that direction. So it's not that you surrounded yourself with incompetent people. It's just, I believe you've trained that situation or those people to continuously come to you for any little thing. You know, any little thing you come to me. And that's the pattern you have with it. I know it's your baby, but your baby's grown up. It's a big kid now. Can learn to leave it alone for 5 minutes. There's still this part of you that you would like to get back to, you know? The romantic side. The loving side. I want a partner kind of thing, you know? D, R, W. And there you are, darling. Your medallion. Of course. Oh, yeah. Libra might be your Venus placement, FYI. Anyway, keyword here is charming for you. Yes, you are. Why don't you get back to that charm? Exercise that skill with somebody somewhere that doesn't represent work. Yeah, you might be a double, triple Libra. Who knows? And then we have the light to the crescent moon here. So there might be some important energy for you around the light to the next crescent moon. And then we have stars. Yeah, you still have other dreams in you. I want you to get to them as well. Libra, honey, I hope this helped you. I'm not trying to give you too much of a hard time. I know what it is to build something from the ground up, and then you get real nervous about leaving it alone for an hour. You're going to have to get comfortable with that. Again, it's the sign of security, right? When you get comfortable with it. You don't always want to be insecure, otherwise you'll never fully be able to enjoy what it is you've worked so hard to build. This is your legacy. Treat it that way. But also, you're meant to be empowered, okay? That remains intact. I see you're devoted to this work. And your role, actually. This is devotion to the role. You got it. That's not changing. So trust what you've built. Trust the people in it who help it function. Trust yourself to have a little bit of a journey there, a side quest. All right. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Taurus, please. Alrighty. Like always, we're going to start with your side, but reverse energies as you see fit. The Magician, Two of Cups, Page of Swords. Okay. King of Swords, Page of Wands, Devil. Yeah. Okay. Shared. The High Priestess, the Lovers, Four of Swords. My goodness. We're all looking at somebody who's looking at somebody else. Overview. Queen of Swords. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so something here has your focus, right? You're a smart cookie. And right now I see you summoning, excuse me, manifesting something that's important to you. You keep your eye on it. Okay? And that's a passive eye. That's a normal eye. Page of Swords. All right? It's looking. It's observing. Spying's a little different. But Page of Swords is pretty normal. You're looking. And you're doing something with that knowledge. Page of Swords, Accelerant, Queen of Swords. You're learning a lot about manifestation, what it is you want at the emotional level, Two of Cups. And yeah, I see you keeping your eye on somebody. Someone's keeping an eye on you. It's not the one you're looking at. I know what you're looking at. But if someone is looking at you, look at someone else. It's a little uncomfortable in here. Like I said, yours is more on the side of normal, inquisitive, natural. You're growing into the knowledge, feelings, and getting really clear about what it is you want to ask for, that you feel comfortable asking for. Is it correct for you? Okay. But yeah, I see you keeping an eye on somebody, but it's still in the normal range of activities. Not so much. I don't know who this is to you. Well, you have your focus elsewhere. They have their focus on you. And I mean solely you. It's a little... mentally attached to you. Mentally, I guess you could say obsessed. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's like you are their thought day in, day out. Now this is where it gets unhealthy. Yeah, like you are their sole observation. Your soul, you're their sole focus, and that's it does not feel good. It's a little controlling, or at least it would like to control the situation or you, or where your attentions lie, because your attentions do not lie with this. Your attentions are elsewhere. It seems to be aware of that, and I'm seeing jealousy. Like I said, if it could control your thoughts and the flow of your thoughts and your thinking, it would. That's no good. And it kind of stands firm in its own sort of mental juices of conviction. I have every right to look at Taurus this intently. I have every right to be fixated on Taurus. So your intention over here, where things are calmer, softer, more loving and receptive. Excuse me. Just when you think you fixed that, you don't. Sorry, I thought I had that turned off. This is calmer, softer, more loving and appreciative. This, again, is not that. It's very sharp. The way it looks at you and feels that it has a right to. I mean, that's what it is to live in shadows, patterns, and fears. We build up certain convictions around that, like I have every right to. I have a right to know what Taurus is doing. I have a right to be in their thoughts at all times, and they should be in mine at all times. So I just want to point out the difference between what is pretty casual, normal observation and looking at somebody with desire versus I have a right to you, access to you, I should be in your life and controlling it in some way. Big difference. Now, when I see you reflect on someone's energy, it's positive, it's warm. You would like to experience it. And you're connecting to it intuitively right now. 3D? No. Intuitively? Yes. I have to tell you then, congratulations, because it is very tricky to manifest love energies. People find it easier by far to manifest the real and tangible, such as work, okay, goals, stuff like that. The love energies, much more difficult. In order to manifest love energies, they have to be a recipient, right? Agreeable to the signal. And guess what? I very rarely get to report this, but you're actually tuning into them. And that means in some way they're tuning into you. I don't know how much longer these energies need to develop before we can finally see them in the real world, but they are developing now. It's interesting, you both share this. The healthy object of your heart's desire. This is soft, like I said. You two, the both of you, whomever it is you're tuning into, are deeply intuitive, and you experience that length more so in the evening, during sleeping hours, rest hours, meditation hours, something like that. You two connect that way, actually, quite well. I can kind of see why they're in your eye and that they're in your manifestation. You just have that feeling of deep connectivity with this person, and you do. And you're sharing that wavelength. Unfortunately, this is a very strong and negative signal that cuts through your connection with this person. Okay. It says you owe me your attention or your thoughts, and that's not good. It's unhealthy. So I don't know who that is to you. I have no idea. Page of Wands, the Empress, Page of Swords. Yeah, I can see why they have your attention. It's there twice. And they have a receptive page. Again, I already told you that you two are actually tuning into each other. It looks like we have not crossed into 3D, but you know who they are, and to some extent they know who you are. I see what's here, not what isn't. The energy exchange is happening. Hence the intro. Energy exchange is real, rapid, and fluid. It's happening. It happens often, more so when these two figures are at rest. There it is. You keep your eye on them. But it's done so in respect to what it is that you want and learning about them and is it correct and that kind of thing. Yeah, it's growing all right. You have a very strong impression of who they are. Someone of importance, means, productive, loving, generous. Okay, it's good. You want to be open to them. And from what I can see in that shared signal, they would be likewise towards you, I believe. King of Cups, Seven of Cups, Five of Wands. Some pushback here. Pushback. It does look like negative emotional attention. Competition around feelings. Now, I know someone here says they love you. They love you. Okay. That does not justify that tone of possessiveness. Because here, the mental focus, and in some way that says control. Somebody has control issues here. Specifically in context to you. They feel entitled. And I've already kind of concluded that they have a right to be in your life, in the focus, the thinking, etc. And that they have a right to do what they do. And they fixated on you. I don't know where that belief comes from. But to this day, they still feel the need to fight for your emotional attention. And there's constant arguing around that. And I know that they love you. But real love is not controlling. Okay? Real love allows you to feel free with who you are. So I have no doubt, whatever this is, loves you. But that doesn't mean it's healthy or being expressed in a healthy way. It looks like emotional competition to keep you around in their favor. I don't know how you're connected to them in real life. I do know that you actually connect to them in real life, though. You can see their face, like you know who they are. They do not seem to represent your heart's desire, and that kind of infuriates them. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Listen. You're just telling me, yeah, I'm familiar with that situation. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, your particular symbol of power and authority. The world, you no longer put the best of who you are into that situation because you know where it takes you. Heartbreak. Then why do they still get up in your face? Why are they still trying to compete for your attention and your affections? Why? You made it clear, no more renewal. I will not continue to put myself into this or renew it or give to it. No more renewed opportunities. That's closed. Right? Saying the whole thing has amounted to a bunch of heartbreak and disappointment. So I don't blame you for this, but why are they still here? That's a problem. So not only do we have a controlling person, they're overstepping boundaries. If they're still demanding something from you that you no longer intend to give, this is not good. So what else can we further do, right, to make sure that they understand their effort is not welcome? Because you said, I'm not going to put myself into this anymore. Okay. Then it seems why they still have privilege in your life to talk to you or be in your face. So that's something to think about. Okay? I'm concerned. I strongly suspect you might make or have made more progress with this had it not been for this. Well, let's call it for what it is. It's, well, actually, I can't. C block. Let's just put it that way. This is a giant C block. I probably can't say that one. You know, YouTube's gotten a little lighter, a little more flexible with the old swear language. Not that flexible. But yeah, any of the C words, C blocked. Yeah. This is a giant interference. I can't help but think you would have made more progress with this one by now, had this one still not have access to you. So well, you said, no more contribution from me, no more of my best. It still thinks it has a right to be in your life, in your face, telling you what to think or how to feel. This is no good. I want you to use your best judgment. Okay? And if you haven't made it extraordinarily clear like that, Eight of Wands, then it's time to make it clear. All right, it's not healthy, guys. It's not healthy. And you can't use love as a justification to smother someone. I love you so much, I have to smother you. What is that? as someone who's extremely insecure. If you truly love somebody, you set them free. Okay. Yeah, because to be clear, I got someone looking at you, looking at someone else. And they're filled with not great energy over that. Okay. Three of Cups, I know. I want you to make more progress too. But, okay. All right. I'll give you that. I think you know. You're not stupid. You seem to think that this will have more development later. You kind of anticipate that. Three of Wands, Three of Cups. For now, you're letting the energy kind of saturate and connect intuitively. Okay? Mentally, maybe. Spiritually. The actual connection piece, you're saying later. You seem, you know. You know this is still a problem and it's still interfering. Okay. Three of Wands, Three of Cups. Yeah, I'm going to connect to that later. That's the plan. So it's not necessarily waiting. It's more like anticipation. Okay. I'll give you that. I don't think you feel safe to connect to this. Or secure about it. Not yet. Tight grip that one has. Venomous thoughts too. Poisonous. Bit of a chokehold. Great fortune in reverse. Communication, right? Home. Okay. Oh, great fortune in reverse. I believe they perceive you as a loss. You stopped investing the best of you. They don't like the loss. They're missing the stability, what it is you brought. But honestly, I'm still seeing a kind of emotional possessiveness over you. But it also seems like this person doesn't seem to have a lot to bring to the equation, no, other than a possessiveness. Home, bright, messenger. What about it? Communication soon. The one that you want, with the actual communication that we want. It's bright, it's colorful, it's either coming towards you or it's being designed by you to bring it forward. You showed me anticipation for connectivity later. I don't know what that means to you. That could be anything between 3 days and 3 months. I have no idea, but consistently 3. And then when the time is right, a comforting message. Secure, bright, colorful. The romantic male, 28. Again, either coming towards you or being generated by you. But this is the vibrancy we're trying to attract. We see the color. Okay? We see the warmth. Attraction. Yes. When the time is right and we feel better about this not being such a problem in our life. Okay? Oh, my. Sorry, yours was interesting. It really shouldn't have been that long, but I must say yours was interesting. Shattered, broken, nightmares, failures, paranoid. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Yeah, someone is operating from a shattered sense of self, filled with nightmares, a sense of failures. Like, I can't lose you. That's their fear talking, not love of you. Remember that. Okay. Paranoid, insecure, keeping an eye. It's going to be hard for this person. The more they insist on watching you watch someone else, it's just going to make everything that they feel that much more worse. But tell that to somebody who is currently gripped by patterns of fear, fears of loss. You know. Thing is, what they don't seem to understand is that they already lost you. Accepting the reality of it. 2 different things. Q, P, J, B, Y. Let's get some medallions. Yeah, Book of Wisdom, I know you know better. Pegasus, in reverse, we don't want to use our freedom to choose. Okay, wings, to fly. We don't see it that way. Right? Someone is terrified to make other choices or to acknowledge that they have choices. I know you know better. Still no medallions. Let's keep going. Come on now. What? Okay, that was interesting. Libra just fell in my lap. So some of you have some very strong Libra in your chart. Absolutely could be connected to in some context here. And then the season might be important to you, but that's much too far out. And we have some additional... That's hilarious. I saw GNR. So it is GNR. Literally the letters GNR. But of course... famously, I think of the abbreviation for Guns N' Roses. That may or may not mean anything to you. And then we have the lotus flower, a touch of Scorpio energy in here. Again, chart connecting to the season might be important to you. But I also see it, of course, as the beautiful unfolding. It is the lotus flower. Okay. All right. This is a beautiful unfolding, and I hope it might continue to unfold. It needs more space, though. All right. I hope it helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Virgo. The World. Eight of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Well, you're learning to let go, so that's good. You know, the Moon. The High Priestess. Five of Swords. You don't want to know what they're thinking anyway, so... let it go. That's coming from me. Just let it go. It's not worth holding on to. We'll get to that. Page of Wands, Judgment, and Four of Cups. Yeah. Think about it. If this really came back around all of a sudden, would you really want it to? You wouldn't. I can tell you that right now. Wheel of Fortune. I know. Time has passed for you. For you, this person, this connection, not much has changed about it. You've held on to the bits and pieces of memory, feeling. Okay. But you're saying it still kind of has stayed the same since I last saw it or connected to it, at least. There's been no movement here. There's been no change. So like I said, even if they, whoever they are, radically came back around and said, hey, I'm here, would you really want them to? A lot of time has passed for you, and you're just now learning to let this go and be at peace with it. That's the right thing to do. The World, Eight of Cups, Four of Pentacles, whatever it is you're holding on to, it's not worth being emotionally attached to anymore, you know. The whole thing with the Four of Pentacles, if you're going to stubbornly hold on to something, a thought, a feeling, a belief, an action. Thing is, you either need to work through it at some point or learn to let it go, and you had to learn to let it go. There was nothing else to really work through because nothing about the situation had changed. It had presented you with no new information or actions, nothing. And there's a reason why. Let's take a look at that. The Moon, High Priestess, Five of Swords. Honey, this person's lying to themselves. Whatever they're doing, they're lying to themselves. Everything begins with the self. So if you lie to yourself first, everyone else gets lied to second. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I don't know what you're holding on to. Faith that it would come back around healed or more agreeable, more willing to work on things, but that didn't happen, and for good reason. This person has really invested in their shadows. Like a lot. At some point, this person met that crossroads in their life. I can dig deep and confront myself on my own delusions, fears, and shadows. No, that makes me too uncomfortable, angry, and scared. I'd rather just double down and stay quiet, tell myself I'm right, and tell myself it's intuition. It's not, it's a lie. They're listening to self-sabotage, they're not listening to intuition. Keeping quiet, not saying anything, being secret, not revealing anything because they refuse to do their own shadow work. This person hides in the shadows, they don't work through their shadows. That's unfortunate. I don't like that feeling of giving up on people. I don't. But this is that person. At some point they made a choice to not change, but they didn't see it that way. They saw it as, I'm right. Deep down inside I know I'm right, and I don't have to consult anybody about it. I just know I am. It is extraordinarily easy to confuse intuition with self-sabotage if you got it in your head you're right when you are completely wrong. We'd have to get confrontational with ourselves and our ego, and that's a hard thing for people to do. That's what the dark night of the soul is. They're not willing to go there. So hopefully you can give yourself permission to let this go, and if you are at all waiting, you can stop waiting, please. Okay? You don't need to hold on to this anymore. Page of Wands, Judgment, Four of Cups. Listen, you're unhappy they didn't come back around. So are they. They thought you would do it. They were hoping you would do it. That way they wouldn't have to. Remember this, guys. It's not always about being stubborn and holding out for a point. When you understand something's done you wrong, right? If something has really done you wrong and you care about them, but you need them to understand it, admit it, talk about it, in order for any sort of connection to resume. Okay, that means you've got to hold your ground. But if somebody refuses to admit wrong because they can't see it, refuse to see it, they're going to expect you to come back around because they think you're at fault. That's why you have to learn to let things go. So I tell people don't wait or hold out for an apology. Okay. You don't need them to confirm what happened. You were there. Okay? It's all right. Sometimes it is best to really walk away. And don't tell me about closure. I need closure. Not for this, Virgo. And no, closure always comes from within. Always. Again, you were there. You were part of this connection's history. Right? You know what happened. You know why you kept your distance. You understand why you were wronged. And why you had always hoped they would come back around and acknowledge it. They didn't. If that's not enough closure for you by now, then you'll end up being like this person. Is that what you want? No. Better to let this go. I got news for people. The bad guy never knows they're the bad guy. That's what allows them to be the bad guy. It takes someone of a certain strength of character and aptitude to understand when and where and how they fucked up. Particularly if they hurt someone else. I know. You were hoping they would come back around for the right reasons. They were hoping you would come back around to make things easy for them. Right? And if you're always that person, I always came back around. I always tried to find the compromise. I always waved the white flag first. That's what allowed them to continue to do it. Sometimes wholeheartedly rejecting people or the situation tells them ultimately who they really are. Okay. Stop making things easy for them. They'll never learn. Especially if they're determined not to. The Sun, Two of Pentacles, King of Cups. I know. You always wondered if happiness could come back into the situation. Because I do believe you authentically care about them. I do. And you'd always have hoped this would be a happier thing. Yeah. I know. Justice, Four of Wands, the High Priestess. Okay. Why? The Magician. Yep. Intuitively. Again, that was falseness on their part. The delusion and the sabotage. They told themselves intuitively that this relationship will be balanced. It'll work itself out. They just got to keep manifesting it, and eventually you'll come back through. They honestly believe that. That's part of the shadows and the moon and the delusions and the illusions and all that shit. That's what they've been telling themselves. I'll just keep manifesting this. Eventually, Virgo will come back around and they'll do a judgment with me. They'll do a rebirth with me and just prove that I was right. And it just proves how much they were wrong. Okay. Okay. All right. Anything else Virgo can do other than completely separate from this? Just separate from this. Break from it, please. 5 of Pentacles. Break from it. It's a loss, but what are you losing exactly? Someone who lies to themselves constantly, and therefore to you. About the part they played, what they want, what they really want, too afraid to ask, because that would, again, require an admission on their part about how they fucked up. So what their spirit wants is in direct contradiction with what they're willing to do. Again, they're a liar. But again, the bad guy doesn't know they're the bad guy. I shouldn't have to admit anything or acknowledge anything. I can just keep quiet in secret and self-sabotage quietly and tell myself I'm right. But this is what they want. They want a relationship with you. They want a balance with you. And they want you to come to them. Okay. That's enough of that. Continue to break away. Your advice, keep doing what you've been doing. It's going to hurt, but then look how much time has passed and how far you've already come. So what would be the point of going backwards now? Even if, honey, they came back around, would you really want them to? Someone who can't be honest, forward-facing with what they want. And they have to lie to themselves and you to get to it. You know, I don't know what your two's history is. It looks like you two have been divided for a long time. I'm just here to tell you, hopefully, you've given yourself permission and continue to give yourself permission to let this go. I feel like you two have had a go-around several times like this before, and it always results in the same thing. Okay? A storm, 6. Upset, drama. Wish. High honor. Yeah, as sick, poor health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, but I'm seeing it as the sickness here, the sabotage. It's all in one's mind. But yeah, a sickness. You can't. Has no sense of honor to fulfill their own wishes. It's a storm. I don't know. I don't see that storm as being active between you and them. No, just a very upsetting. Very upsetting. Concerns in the reverse. Okay. You're learning to be concerned less and less for this situation, to really let it go, I believe. As one should. All right. Consequences. Bad choices, mind games, mixed signals. And then puzzled, confused. That's what happens when you lie to yourself. You play games. You get the corresponding prizes. You play stupid games, you therefore get stupid prizes. Tell yourself there's nothing wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. But you still want what you want, and then you're going to act confused when you don't get what you want. You make bad choices. You give out mixed signals. You play mindfuckery games. You're going to act confused by the results. Trapped. Trapped in one's thinking. Okay. It's cyclic. And trapped. Goes round and round and round. Smell the roses. Take some time to slow down. Appreciate nature. Smell the roses. There's still a lot of beauty in you, you know. Or some of you very specifically, they tie you to a particular scent. You to them. Some of you are gardeners. But get out of nature. Get out of your head. Let this go. Okay. K, B, X, G. We have the medallions of Scorpio and Gemini. You may have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the seasons might be important to you, particularly, I guess, last Gemini season, but it seems to me the division has been in place a lot longer than that, but as it resonates. And then we have the wolf in reverse, not trying to pursue the situation anymore. Four-leaf clover. Luck is still on your side. Spatula. Some of you, profession, hobby, like to cook. I don't know. Perhaps you're cooking right now. In which case, let me know. And then we have the twin dolphins upside down. So, lack of love or true partnership here. Okay, no, I don't think you two are equals. I don't think you're operating on the same planes of existence. No, I don't think you're anywhere near the same page, not in love or spirit. It's okay, honey. This is okay. Detachment is sometimes a skill. That's not a bad thing. I don't know how long you were holding on to this, but you can let it go now. Because even if it came through again, you know how it results. Okay. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Capricorn. Like always, we're going to start with your side, but reverse energies as you see fit. Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands. Oh, the Hanged Man. Okay. Over here, Three of Swords, Four of Wands, Six of Swords. All right. Shared, the Moon, Two of Cups, Page of Swords. Ooh. Overview, the Chariot. I know. That's what's in your spirit. That's what's in your feeling, and it's powerful. I'm going to move forward, Capricorn says. I'm going to do it. I mean it. Okay? And the feeling is there. Thing is, you haven't taken off yet. You're close, but you haven't taken off just yet. Hey, the Chariot. Look at that. Engines on, warmed up. Look at you. Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands. Look at that spunk. Look at that energy. Oh, yes. My goodness. This Capricorn says, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm not going to take off just yet, though. The Hanged Man. Okay. Let's see. Over here, Three of Swords, Four of Wands, Six of Swords. Well, there is someone here you were connecting to. And some sort of relationship. And this person said it was very painful. Very heartbroken. At Six of Swords, they're also saying, I'm learning to leave it behind. Okay. So you're showing me I'm moving forward. And this person's showing me another variation of that, which is called I'm moving on. It's done so with a more kind of sad and possibly a feeling of being defeated. You're both saying the same thing, though, just in different tones. Okay. Shared. The Moon, Two of Cups, Page of Swords. Let's be real. These two people still have feelings for each other. That does not obligate you to act on it. Not at all. Okay? But there's a reason you're hesitating, and there's a reason why they are painfully accepting the truth. You both are still kind of emotionally attached. I'm not saying you have to be. Take what resonates. Leave what does not. It's hard looking at these things, and people don't want to hear it. So it's either your truth or it's not your truth. That's it. But the moon, 2 of Cups, Page of Swords. Oh, yeah. So not only do we still have feels for each other, we're both still looking at each other. It's the moon. It's an active secret you both share. In other words, you check them out, they still checking you out. But yeah, like I said, you both said the same thing, just in different tones. I'm moving forward. Eventually. Like, I'm learning to move on. It's not easy. Okay? But yeah, here's why. Here's the hesitation. Here's the slow exit. Right here. And these two are still feeling certain things towards each other, but it's low-key, it's secret, it's quiet. You look at them, they look at you. But again, the energy's still connected. You haven't completely separated from it, neither have they. It's a process like all things are, so it's not a challenge. More healing and insight will help here, all right? Because I want you to have your new beginning. I want you to have your fresh journey. I do. And I want them to continue to move on, all right? And find different shores for where they can thrive and live and love, okay? But still, you two are still connected, emotionally, spiritually, and secretly. Just try to keep that spying, observation energy in check, right? So it doesn't become an obsessive habit. It can happen when it's under the moon like that, sure. I don't want it to. I don't think you do either. So try to keep it in check, all right? Once more, it's just kind of pointing out proof that we still have work to do. All right, the both of you do. Queen of Cups, Knight of Swords, the Chariot. Oh, I know. I know. You're like, I gotta go. And you're anxious to do it. I know. I know. And eventually you will. Eventually, all that potential motion will go into action. I know. I see it. But use that Hanged Man to your advantage. All right. But eventually you'll take off. Gain the perspective you need to gain. And I think I'm looking at a Capricorn who had a plan. It's like, right, by Cancer season, that's it, I'm out. I'm over it. I will have moved on by Cancer season. That sounds like something you would say. Planning your own sense of readiness to move forward. That is absolutely something Capricorn would do. However, there's what our mind is telling us, what our spirit is set upon, and what's actually going on in our feelings. Okay? I believe you. Still, honor that hesitation a little bit. All right? Excuse me. 9 of Cups, Queen of Wands. I know they look at you. You're fiery, you're hot, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, right? Of course they're still looking at you. Told you. Very reluctant acceptance here. I've got to move on. Yeah, but mind you, that's working both ways. You both share this. You know, that kind of tells me a little bit here. I strongly suspect you know they look at you. And part of your secret is that you're glad they do. Again, that speaks to unresolved feelings. Okay. Because in your focus and moving forward, you are kind of showing me a bit of a energetic watch me. Again, that's all that moon stuff. I don't want you two to create a post-breakup dynamic, if you will, where one person perpetually watches and the other person's putting on a show, because that leads to falseness. You know, nobody wants to live their life like that. So use that Hanged Man. A little bit of time for some reflection, long-term perspective about where it is you actually want to go next, how you feel about that, and why you're authentically excited by it. That way your movement outward will be authentic and in alignment with your goals. And they can continue on in their goals to keep exiting from this and heal from it. Okay? All right. My goodness. I'm not trying to laugh. It's just like, oh no. Taurus had a pretty intense observation spying element. So if you have any Taurus in your chart, perhaps check theirs out. Yours doesn't quite have that, that intensity. I was a little concerned there. Yours is what I see how it starts, and I get it. I do. But I also understand from experience where it could go. And you don't want it to go into that place, guys. I really want you to move forward. They need to move on. Okay? Healing needs to take place on both sides. You can't control what they do. You can only see things for yourself and act for yourself. All right. Daydreaming, puzzled, wondering about what you're doing, what you're up to. Daydreaming of you, puzzled, what's going on here. Confused, perplexed, conflicted. Why am I still looking at them? Why do I still want them to look at me? That kind of thing. Daydreaming about the other, antisocial. In your feeling silent treatment, feeling left out. Okay, we're feeling left out, obviously. There's a separation here. Okay. Withdrawn, of course. Okay. Okay, ship on the horizon, toil and labor. There it is. I see that more as them. It's an effort. Quite the effort to move forward, move on. It takes a lot of work for this person. But they have to work at it. That's a process, I agree. Stop checking in, stop looking, stop finding excuses. It takes work for this person. Okay? I think you can understand and appreciate that. Compass, blockage. Okay. I know. Whatever this is has probably felt like many to you, like an unnecessary obstacle, and you want to move beyond it. And you will. Okay? So let's not encourage the emotional investment. It's on the sly, but still. So let's not encourage it. I know you want to move beyond this. Okay? SQKLEB. Yeah, again, if you have any Taurus in your chart, perhaps check theirs out. We got the medallion of Taurus, so, and also could be connecting to. We have the owl in reverse and upside down. Something we're not acknowledging. Okay. Something we're not acknowledging here. Or acting like we can't see. We have the medallion of the child. Children could be involved. All the more reason to set a strong example. And then, of course, yeah, there are some elements here that speak to immaturity as well. So if it's not actual children involved, okay, then it could be the mindset of a childlike personality here. A little bit on the immature side. Feeling the need for additional security in an insecure situation. Okay. Okay, so Capricorn, honey, I hope this helped you. I do. Yes, please move forward. Absolutely. Just put some more thought into it first. Make sure we don't want to take any of this old energy with us. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Scorpio. Like always, we're going to start with your side, but reverse energies as you see fit. Seven of Wands, Five of Cups, Two of Swords. Okay. Two of Cups, King of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Oh, shared, Ten of Swords, Three of Swords. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The Sun? Maybe. Overview, Knights of Wands. Okay. You're showing me kind of an emotional up, down, up, down. You got a rush of energy that makes you go up, and then you remember what happened, and then it brings you back down. Okay. So explain that rush, and I can kind of see why. Okay. It looks like we have some carnage. There's a fallout here. And yet, I'm still seeing elements of hope run through all this. I don't want to give you false hope. Right? And you don't want to give yourself false hope either. You have your guard up. I don't blame you. Whatever this is represents a kind of painful history, painful past. Five of Cups, Two of Swords. It's like, I don't know. Christine, I don't know. I don't know. I feel the need to protect myself, but also I kind of feel a weird sense of hope. Am I wrong for that? Is it just me missing the past? Can this actually be happy in present day? I don't know. Confusion. Two of Swords. I don't know. So like I said, the energy for you is up, down. But I can say you feel the need to protect yourself. You've been hurt by this before. All right? So like I said, I don't want to play into false hope. You don't want to either. It sucks. You know it sucks. You're saying there's so much to sort out. This is so confusing. Should you lean into the ending and honor it? Okay? Or should you lean into the hope and honor that? Over here, Two of Cups, King of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. I have someone here who very much wants to work on things with you. So I don't know who this is. They are reflecting a great deal of emotional energy towards you in the connection itself. They say they care about you. They say they love you. Two of Cups, King of Cups. Again, claiming energy here. Very claiming. Eight of Pentacles and the real desire to work on things with you. I don't think it's the actual representation of work, as in making coin. Could be for some of you. I see it as the metaphor on working on things with you. Through love and support. You're like, I don't know if I can go there again. You have a lot of doubts. You have a lot of misgivings. Ten of Swords, Three of Swords, the Sun. So here's the peculiar thing about the Ten of Swords. And this is why I always tell people Ten of Swords is no guarantee of an ending. No. It can be a lot of pain and it can be a precursor to an ending, but it's not an absolute. You see that ribbon of yellow there in the background? So here we have the body. 10 swords are sticking in it. You think it's over. But the sun rises. And what seems like impossible situations, sometimes there is still indeed hope. The sun is still trying to rise over that 10 of swords. I don't get to see this too often. I can honestly say there are realistic elements of hope here. Now, you both share this 10 of swords. You both share this 3 of swords. You both know what happened. There's a sense of intense pain, possibly some betrayal in here. 3 and 10 don't add up well. Swords. And yet, sun remains. So, listen, guys, let's get some advice for you. But at the end of the day, you get to decide for yourself if you honestly feel authentically you can connect to this person and their willingness to work on this connection with you. Then move towards that authentically. And if you authentically feel you cannot, that the pain is too outstanding, okay, that sense of hurt and betrayal is so outstanding that you just can't go there, then don't. Then don't. That's it. All I ask is that people don't splinter themselves, contradict themselves, or self-sabotage themselves. All right? I respect your need to protect yourself. And if you choose to work on this connection with this person, enforce standards and boundaries always. What is it you need to feel like you are participating in what looks like potentially a relatively healthy connection? If it goes in that direction, what do you need in place? But if you can't go there, then don't force yourself. Okay? Let's get some advice for you. Yeah, I don't like false hope either. I don't. Nobody does. I say that's what I don't want people to do. It's Five of Swords. All right? Four of Cups, King of Cups. And I don't want them to either. Five of Swords, Four of Cups, King of Cups. Okay. There's a whiff here of emotional manipulation on somebody's side. Unfortunately, I'm seeing it attached to them. I wish it wasn't so. King of Cups. I'm sad, and I don't want to be sad. So what is it do I need to say to work on things with Scorpio? How can I get them agreeable to my wishes and wants? So that's leaning into emotional manipulation because I feel bad. This is what I need to not feel bad and how I need to get them involved in order for that to happen. So that's emotional manipulation, folks. It sucks because it looks clean. But there's a sense of outstanding pain and disappointment and even betrayal that's there for a reason. That didn't just randomly appear out of the thin air. No. No wonder you're saying you have mixed emotions on this and you don't know if you can trust yourself or them. Yeah. That sucks, guys. We are so hardwired for that trusting element. It seems perhaps for some of you the betrayal is too great. I don't know if you ever get back into a position of trusting this person again. And it's not a competition. And Scorpio needs to learn that. And I get firm with this for that reason. It's not a competition. You do not have to challenge yourself to trust this person again. You don't. You don't want false hope, and I'm not trying to give that to you. But if somebody has to rely on emotional manipulation to get the connection they want from you or anybody, it's no good. Let me give you a good example of that. I've experienced this in real life. This is on the light side, not at all on the heavy side. Well, if I didn't lie to you about X, you would never have connected to me over Y. You know? The variables. Whatever the variables are, they're interchangeable. So I lied to you about this particular thing in order to get you to do this particular thing, and now we met, and aren't you happy? No, because you lied to me in order to connect to me. That's manipulation. So depending on how you approach it, it's a means to an end. See? This is a means to an end. See, don't you want this? Don't you want this, Scorpio? We can work it out. Yeah, in order to get there, you felt you had to lie to me first. You couldn't approach it honestly. Why would you get honest results? For those, I'm sorry. How could you create honest results if you can't approach it honestly? You see what I'm saying? But to some people, the ends justify the means. We can work things out, see? So. Okay. Queen of Wands, the High Priestess, Three of Cups. Intuitively, you're saying, I know what they want. They want to connect to me, I know. Reconnect, you're not stupid. You know that. You sense it as being real. That's a real motivation for them. I know they want to connect to me. I know. I get it. I know who they are. Intuitively, you feel them trying to draw you in and connect to you. You don't trust their method. You have reason to. Okay. And if that's the case, do not engage in any more self-sabotage, right? Don't engage with theirs and don't trigger your own. Don't lie to yourself about what this is and what it isn't. I know someone here is focused on the outcome, which is largely positive, but how are you getting to it? Okay. So to put that in context, let's say you were participating in a marathon and For this person, the end game is to cross that finish line. And that's all they know. Okay, what's the easiest way to do that? I'll hire an Uber. Whereas you were like, I don't trust them to run. That's right. You knew they weren't going to run. You knew they were going to hire an Uber or whatever to get them to the end line, right? So again, guys, don't feed false hope. You're saying, I don't know if I can trust myself in this. I know they authentically want to connect to me, but they're going to be willing to lie to me to do it. Then you already know everything you need to know. And stop tormenting yourself with this question of, should I? Okay. I think, honestly, you would love to reconnect to them, but in a more authentic, honest way. And I don't think you're getting that. Okay, let's wrap this one up, guys. It's your choice. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. Some of you will. Others of you won't. Ten of Swords, Temperance, Ten of Wands. There's that Ten of Swords again. Listen, guys, you can always heal for you first. Remember that. You don't need their permission, and you don't need to heal with them. Sometimes we're better off healing just for ourselves, by ourselves, over a difficult situation. And Ten of Wands and Ten of Swords. It's almost like you're showing me healing with them is the impossible task. I mean, Temperance is banked on either side with extreme heaviness. You can always heal for yourself. And in fact, everything begins with the self, including healing. Okay. You don't need closure. This was the closure. What you really wanted was an opportunity for real connectivity. But the more I look at you, the less and less confident I am that you will continue or at all receive authentic connectivity with this person without lies and manipulation. So, again, it's up to you. I'm not trying to be like a bummer man. I get that all the time. Why are you reading so negative? What did you want me to tell you based on what I've seen today? Everything's going to be fine, Scorpio. Everything's going to be fine. You rush right back into that. Full trust, full love. No problems. In fact, that Ten of Swords, Three of Swords, it never existed. So I recommend healing, but I recommend healing for you on your own. And not perhaps trying with them, at least not at this time. Not until they can present... guys? I don't like it. All right? The forefront of the energy is smooth, it's glossy, it's slick as fuck. I care about you, I love you, we can work through this. Then why do you have to lie to make it happen? I don't like it. I feel like there's approaching you with a bunch of false bullshit. I'm going to do this, we're going to do that, and it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. But how else would I get to reconnect to you unless I told you those things? I don't know, fucking act on them too. Have your behaviors line up with your mouth? That would be good. So thank you for expressing your words, but the behaviors are not backing. Something's... No. There's a falseness here, guys. Falseness. Do me a favor, please. I get that. You got that flare of hope, energy, passion, and then you're immediately brought down again. I don't know if I can trust this. You can't. Or at least not at this time, you can't. Until they can approach you and give you real solutions to this connection, I say don't. I don't want you to harbor any more hope for this. I'm sorry. I really don't want you to. For home. Okay. I don't know what flipped out there. Home space. Clues. In the context of your home, look at this closely. The details. Okay? Look at this very closely. There are clues in there. Despair. 32. I know you feel badly about this, but it tells me at home, privately, you know everything you need to know. Look at this quietly. There are details in there, in despair. I think you're looking at proof or evidence of how much things have not changed. Okay. I know you wish they had. 32, 44, 4, and 8. Cutting ties, intimacy. Yeah, cutting ties for some of you. Freedom, stepping away from the intimacy of this connection, or whatever it means to you. No more trying to develop a bond with them. Okay? They cannot be open and honest with you. So how much intimacy can you really have with somebody who just can't be straightforward? Okay. Or again, they have to manipulate to get what they want, and a lot of people do that. Masculine energy, some of you are the masculine energy, or you're connecting to the masculine energy who engages in these behaviors. That's it. That's all there is to it. We did that. Oh, so many letters. E, P, V, T, Y, B, J, and 2 T's. Okay, let's get some medallions. C, G. We have the medallions of you, of course, Scorpio, and Libra. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to. The seasons might be important to you. Obviously, yours is. All right, and music. The music note, excuse me. Some of you, music is your profession, your hobby, or like how most people experience it, it's the way to intuitively tune in. Keep doing that. Listen to yourself. I know you want to have hope for this situation, but not at the cost to you, your dignity, or your sense of self. All right? I want you to have hope for the right people, places, things, situations, connections, not the wrong ones. Those situations, people are worthy of hope. It's a good thing to hope, okay? But it's very hard to look at someone whom you want to emotionally harmonize with and understand inherently, I can't trust you. You're never straightforward with what you want or why, or what you're willing to do to achieve it. You want me, but you don't want me in on the plan. The fact that you even have a plan is disturbing. Two people want to be together, they make a plan together, and they don't have to lie to do it. Okay, anyway. Scorpio, honey, I do hope this helped you. I see your energy rising towards this soon, so I can't help but think the influence is upcoming. Yeah. Soon. Okay, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Pisces. Like always, we're going to start with your side, but reverse energies as you see fit. 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. Very good. Over here, the Star. 4 of Wands, Ace of Wands. 9 of Wands, Knight of Cups, Page of Wands. Okay. Okay. Overview, King of Cups. You got a beautiful heart there. It's strong. You feel what you feel. You are who you are. You love who you love. Okay. 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. You've been doing some good work here. My first thought is recovery. You went from a 5 to a 9. Good job. Whatever it is in your world that initially perhaps felt unstable or lacking prosperity, you've been working on it, literally, and you've been fixing that. You're saying you're grounded. You're feeling more abundant today than you did in the past. And it's like it was all thanks to my hard work and efforts, gaining the skill and the experience, putting in the time, energy, and effort, locking in, getting focused. 8 of Wands, talking. I see you communicating. You seem pretty happy, pretty healthy, but feeling stable, feeling good. So good job. Over here, the Star, 4 of Wands, Ace of Wands. Well, that looks lovely. It does. It looks very fresh. Light. I'm like, cool. What does Pisces think of that? You went, no. Okay. 9 of Wands, Knight of Cups, Page of Wands. Like, I'm not opening up to that. You can. But you have your reasons to reject it. Now, that is your court card direct, and typically this is what you shared. The only thing you shared is a lack of interest right here. So I don't know what this is to you, if it's known, if it's brand new. We said no. No, thank you. The Star, Four of Wands, Ace of Wands. Like, hey, Pisces, relationship, you and me. I'm all about that. They have a very strong desire for it. I'll give them that. They have a very strong desire. Couldn't miss it. You really couldn't miss it. That energy's big. And it's full of vigor and passion. And a strong need to reach for this relationship and be a part of it. So it's like, okay, what do we think of this? Pisces, I don't know why. I feel like I'm pissing somebody off saying that, but you adamantly reject it. You don't have to. Again, you're in the position right here to give and receive love as you see fit. Just because you have a King, Queen of Cups doesn't obligate you to fall in love with just any person who walks into your life. No, absolutely not. It says, I'm comfortable with me. I love myself first. And therefore I choose who I give and receive love to. Okay? It all ties back to this idea of self-worth. And from what I can see, you're quite comfortable with who you are, where you're at. You've been busting your butt, working hard, trying to make yourself more stable, more prosperous, more abundant. And then you receive some communication. It looks very dreamy. It looks very high in the sky, but perhaps that's why you're not interested. It's too out there. I don't know. It's too full of sensation. It doesn't look very grounded, but it's somebody aiming high, energetically speaking, and they want to aim high with you. I don't know, but you are not into it. Okay? Just because you're open to love doesn't mean you have to be open to anybody. So, maybe it's too out there for you. I have no idea. Maybe you're comfortable being on your own and you don't want to change that dynamic right now. I don't know. Let's get some advice, please. Curious. I'm very curious. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords. Oh. Okay. Okay. So this energy has been hanging out in the background for a while, Ace of Wands. Somebody was open to that energy, okay? That freshness, that heat, that intensity. But couldn't make up their mind, it seems, until recently. Oh. I want to open up, and I want to open up in a big way. But I don't know if I want to open up with you necessarily, so I'm going to think about it. I don't think that was a coincidence. You do well for yourself, and then suddenly somebody decides, okay, I want to share this energy with you. Up until that moment, how convenient, we couldn't make up our mind. I don't know. Call me suspicious. Triple Scorpio. Call me suspicious. It's a little odd. It's a little odd to me. Well, now that I see you're doing well, it's kind of like that. Okay. Okay. Two of Swords, the Empress, Knight of Cups. Yeah. You're confused too. The Empress, Knight of Cups. Now don't get me wrong. You have seen yourself as someone who's productive for some time and someone who's also very loving. Okay. That is your court card, Two of Swords, but it's like, I'm confused. Why are you approaching me? So it looks like this might be someone whom you offered that kind of energy to once upon a time, and it's like, oh, I just don't know. But now that you're doing well, clearly you're relaxed, Okay, you've been productive, possibly even successful at this point. Suddenly it's made up its mind. I want a relationship with you. I desire that, and I know that now. Yeah, I can kind of see why you're saying no. I think I understand. I do. How terribly convenient. When you build yourself up from a Five of Pentacles, which is breakage, okay, possibly resource issues, stuff like that. You build yourself up from that. It's like, okay, well, now I'm ready for you. Now I choose this idea of us. Like, okay, well, I've had time to think about it as well. Thanks. No, I believe. Oh, yeah. You would love to open up, but I think someone here made up their mind much too late. And it seems they made up their mind for the wrong reasons as soon as they saw you become productive or successful, something like that. Okay, anything else, please? I'm going to wrap this up. I'm just King of Wands, Knight of Wands, and Three of Pentacles. No? Okay. Listen. Energy's kind of coming in as a bit of a rush, a little bit attraction top heavy, and that's fine if that's where you are. I don't think that's where you are. I saw that here, and I was like, that's kind of floating really high. You know, I'm not necessarily seeing a lot of grounded energy around that. It is very passionate, and there's a lot of desire in there, and that's nice. But I'm not seeing much reality. So in terms of how that would look like in reality, again, it remains very flattering, very passionate, attractive, sexual attraction here, okay, coming towards you. But still, it's kind of showing up in the most grounded form as friendship. So someone who wants to attach themselves to you, okay, but it seems like fire forward with these very strong notions that it will lead to a relationship, but you don't seem to be so convinced of that. And nor should you be. And I don't think it's a coincidence that you are showing levels of stability and emotional readiness. And they're like, you know what? You Pisces. I wasn't sure before, but I'm sure now. You want to be special friends? See if it goes somewhere? You went, no. Okay. Don't you worry, honey. You're a catch. You're absolutely a catch. So make sure, you know, if you're going to get caught, make sure it's for the right person. No. You. 28, I know. See, I think you do want real love. Not a bunch of fiery heat intensity with these notions, these pretext notions of relationship. It's like if I just lay it on real thick, if I lay on the charm real thick, I'll be in a relationship in no time. But it doesn't look like a real one to me. It's a lot of heat and very little substance, okay? And you're more along the lines of substance. This is the male who bears the rose. This is the masculine energy that's ready for partnership, okay? 28, that's the expectation. 28 for you twice. Okay, I don't know if that means anything to you, but that's the expectation. You have certain expectations. Yeah, the energy is it's hot, it's attractive, but it's a little bit on the superficial side. And clearly, you're a person of substance, and you're willing to work hard for what you have. The same is true for the heart space as well. Okay, expect nothing less. You have some very strong expectations. Imprisonment, there's something here. It's like you perceive this as a trap or entrapment or imprisonment. Okay. And harshness, 11, harshness, trapped, driving, relentless. We don't want to be trapped to that. I think there was once upon a time that you showed interest in this. They just didn't quite know, right? They didn't quite know. Until you said, okay, well, that's all right. I got stuff to do anyway. And you did. You had to build things up for yourself. It looks like they did not choose you while you were at a low point. Why should they have the privilege of choosing you at a high point? Okay. Distance, ghosted, separation, distance, like I said. Push away. Alrighty. You got it. You're fine. You're fine. You know who you are. You know what you're about. You're not allowing yourself to be blindsided by a bunch of passion and I don't know. Hints, indication of a grounded future relationship energy. You're not falling for it. Q, V, U, A. And then we have the medallions of Scorpio, Cancer, Capricorn. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connected to the season, might be important to you. Particularly here in Cancer season, it looks like that communication has already come through by the time of your message. Still, I hope it helps you. If anything gives you confirmation about why you rejected this or why it was a good reminder about why you did. Not all that glitters is gold, and that's what I first thought when I saw that energy. It's like, oh yeah, that's shining bright, but it's all the way up there in the air. It's... I didn't see enough reality to support it. At least not from your point of view. It's like, no, absolutely not. Anyway. Yeah, here in Cancer season, Dove, be at peace with this. Don't let it keep you up at night. You'll be fine. Okay? We had a little spatula. Some of you, that's your profession, your hobby, or that's how you've been working very hard. Let me know. Perhaps you're cooking right now. And in case, let me know what you're cooking. The dragon in reverse. Yeah, we're not going to pursue this. Okay, or it doesn't represent empowerment to you. All right, Pisces, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. And happy birthday. Show me Cancer, please. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but reverse energies as you see fit. The Lovers, Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Don't you look fine and dandy? Let's keep going. Queen of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, how interesting. Oh, Devil. Oh, good. The Hermit. Oh, good job. You both of you. I was like, no. Not an unrequited reading. And you're like, hold on. Hold my beer. Okay. Oh, yay. Oh, I don't get to see this too often. I'll see all the worst things about an unrequited lover's connection, but this one actually has a chance. Sorry. I'm doing this a long time. Eight of Wands, communication, either being prompted by you or coming towards you. Can't tell. It takes two to participate, particularly at this level. So I know this, someone's putting it out there, someone's returning, and then it's going to go back and forth as they two see fit or deem it appropriate to connect. That's all I know. So if that's you, good on you. If you're putting it out there, if you're receiving it, it takes nerve to respond. But you're down. I believe they are as well. Now listen, Lover's connection, Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Like, I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm grounded. I'm resourceful. I'm reliable. My heart runneth over. I'm full of love. I'm ready for the strongest connection of this lifetime. I don't know. You look great. You do. My goodness. You love yourself first, and that's good. But this connection really speaks to you. Over here, Queen of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Hello. It's been a while since this person's been on your timeline. And that's fine. This is definitely one of those connections that have come together and then separated. Comes together and separated. And that really can be the lover's dynamic when it remains unrequited. We'll get back to that. So it's been a while since this person's been on your timeline or you have been in theirs. Now, what's in it? I can tell you this. They're very passionate. They're very fiery. They're intense, creative. Okay? And you still find them very attractive. Page of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of like saying, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but who knows what they've been up to in Wheel of Fortune? I don't know. You don't either. It's just starting to connect after some time. The Page of Pentacles, I see their willingness to contribute, to invest. Bare minimum communication. Using our words, it's a good place to start. Okay? But yeah, they're showing back up again, and the energy hits just as hard as it ever did. Now, shared. Ooh, you both had work to do. That's not an accusation. It's just... that's the truth of it with these connections. And what do I mean by unrequited? Okay. Very, 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 very powerful connection. We feel called to it, compelled to it. Often described as intense. Okay. But usually, in it, is presented a certain difficulty. Getting this thing to line up on both sides. Where one person perhaps is ready to emotionally invest, the other one isn't. Where one person is perhaps ready to invest realistically or passionately or spiritually, the other person isn't. And then they trade places back and forth. And that's why, hence, you see the constant crossing over on the timelines. One person is now ready where the other person has now turned off. Right? Okay. And that's why it remains unrequited, and it starts to look like a pattern. Yeah. Because it becomes a pattern. The idea is these two should not connect until they're both ready, they're both lined up. Okay? And stop allowing ourselves to connect to a connection where we know one person's off and the other person's on. Because it just reinforces that dynamic. Okay? We only connect when one of us is off. That's no good. We got to learn to start connecting to this when we understand two people are in a good place at the right time and they've done their work. And that takes time. And it takes an investment on both sides. A willingness to walk in each other's shoes and see things from the other person's perspective over time. Okay, I see why I was off and they were on. And how we fed into that. And then vice versa, I see where we switched. Okay? So in many ways... the lovers, when it's unrequited, in other words, you can't just immediately give in to it or participate in it, it often requires us, really, karmically speaking, requires us to switch roles and learn from it. I mean, really learn from it. And not just assume the other person's at fault, but understand where we were too. So, you're looking at a lovers of the lifetime because it represents the greatest amount of challenge. A lot of people don't want to mess with it. Okay. You can call it twin flames. I don't use that language. It tends to provoke some of the strongest and obtrusive thoughts in people. But I do know that you two are deeply bonded. And you've had on and off histories on each other's timelines. But this time we actually have a real shot at connecting at the right time for the right reasons with respect to having seen things from the other person's point of view. Perspective, walking in each other's shoes, karma. So, the Hermit, Ace of Swords, everything I just said in 3 cards. Wisdom, experience, insight, truths, incorporating those hard truths. I believe you two have walked enough of a path in and out of each other's lives so perhaps both of you can look back and appreciate how your roles have exchanged over the years, or however long this has been going on. Like, I understand them better. And it seems they understand me better. I see where I was being a knucklehead and refused to change. They seem to indicate the same thing. So here we have a fair exchange of perspective that's hard-earned on both sides. And I say, well done to you both. It's such a pleasure to see this. Typically, I get the lovers of the season, which is just this short, intense, passionate, sex-filled connection that lasts a precious 2 or 3 months. Sometimes it's the lovers of a lifetime, and two people are able to connect completely and entirely the first time, the right time. And then there's this. Takes a couple of tries. Okay. Good luck to you both. Communication, the honest expression of it, reflection, wisdom, healing, etc. Needs to be apparent on both sides. If you want to maintain it, keep it going. Who knows? It may not go there. It might. Why it's coming through at this time? Because it's time. Cancer season. I don't know. I have no idea. But these things, indeed, do have a way of coming back around. Sometimes because they remain unresolved. Sometimes it's because they're finally allowed to resolve. Eight of Swords, the Sun, Nine of Cups. Okay. Confusion there for a long time. What would make us happy? You, them, the both of you. I strongly suspect it was the both of you played into this question of happiness. Why is it I can feel so good around them, but I don't know if this is what I want? Yeah. Yeah, blind spots. Somebody had to look at their blind spots. You both did. Okay. It's never one-sided. Never. Six of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Four of Wands. There it is. There's some more of that strong perspective. And realistically, how this thing can get balanced in terms of relationship, if that's what you two want to do. But what needs to be given and taken on both sides to make this thing stable. The sharing of the Ace of Swords, the sharing of truths, and then it will be equal. A lot of inequality between you two. And now we have the opportunity to make it equal. Okay. Through truth and perspective. It's there. It's possible. Without this sense of ego getting in the way, patterns and motivations getting in the way. Page of Pentacles, Temperance. Oh, they have done the work, see? I don't know how much you know about them. It looks like it's been a while. But they have not been idle. No. This person can take very little and turn it into a lot. They have that skill. That's a good skill. Page of Pentacles, they don't need much. They can take one little idea and run with it. So they've done that a couple of times in their life. But yeah, one of the things that they invested in a long time ago was healing. Eight of Pentacles, and that's something that they've been working through for, my guess is years. Very even-tempered. Studious, methodical. Still a bit of a firecracker, but this someone can produce. And they've produced a lot of good work in healing. So I know they've done their part. And not just that, it looks like, you know, they have been very active in their work lives as well. And that's one of the things that's given them a lot of grounding, a lot of space for focus. Okay? All right. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a job in the healing professions, actually. Okay. All right, Eight of Cups, the Hanged Man, Four Swords, and there's more perspective, see? The exchange of perspective, Eight of Cups. I understand why you're emotionally detached. I understand why you walked away. It's seen on both sides, or has the opportunity as well. I'm telling you, what you experienced, they did too. I don't know how many times you two had to switch off to understand each other's perspective, but apparently it was several times. At least twice. Eight of Cups, the Hanged Man, Four Swords. It makes sense to us now, upon reflection, you and them. I understand why you're emotionally unavailable, but you wanted to be part of this connection. I understand why you had to walk away from me. I was emotionally unavailable. See? It's like I get it. We're not taking each other's perspective for granted. In fact, we're actively sharing the perspectives. Yeah, what goes around comes around, and you both lived that to some extent in some way. Anyway, that's a lot of background, but it's thoughtful. And however it is, if they approach you, if you approach them, just please know it looks good, it looks healthy, good spirit, good working mind. You, yeah, you're a pretty solid figure as well. You have a beautiful heart. I'm glad you too. Whatever else may come from this, frankly, I'll just go ahead and say it. You know, I'm happy you two have the opportunity to work your shit out. I don't know if it goes beyond that. But, You two have earned it. You have earned this insight, the sharing of perspective, and frankly, understanding each other better because you understand yourselves better. So, home, 4, cute, cozy home, storm, upsetting. No. Marriage, commitment might have been an issue here, message of concern. Okay, so here's the incoming message, home. So there might be some turbulence in here. But no, it looks like it's a calm and peaceful home, but it might be I don't want to upset you, I don't want to disturb you. That's how I'm actually seeing it. A message of concern, the storm. I see actually a very calm, quiet, cozy environment. A storm, message of concern. I don't want my message to upset you. I don't want that to be the case, not at all. There's some things I wanted to talk to you about. Compass. Main man. Wealthy man. A lot of masculine energy here. But compass, finding our direction and aiming that way. So here we have initiative, leadership, making our intents clear. Main man, wealthy man, but a lot of masculine energy here. Okay, so that firmness, emperor, all right, having made up one's mind. This is my guidance, my star, my truth. This is how I move. Okay, 16, 1, and 13. My goodness. As someone who's really made up their mind and backing it up with stammer's trying to kick in, real world actions. Okay. My goodness. Like that. Anchor, 35. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I think you have been very busy and prosperous. And you're right, they're right. And again, the same is true. Somebody really stuck to their sense of development. Everything this person starts, they tend to do pretty well with, but it's because they stuck to it. Nothing was just handed to them. So that's what they showed me here. They've been busy being very productive, which has in turn lended to their own sense of healing. They stuck to their goal. They grew something. This is what they do. So while it looks like sudden wealth or success, it's anything but. They stuck to it. And in so doing, a lot of their healing was born around this situation. All I can tell you is what they do reinforces their concepts around healing. So that's good. And the other person hasn't been idle either. No. So, anyway, we don't need... okay. Oh, we don't need that. I mean, I guess if you want... I don't particularly care for love oracles. Like 90% negative, 10% positive. But, we'll go ahead. Let me put it this way. You two have already experienced the worst with each other. That's what it is to have a strong lover's connection. You're not just picking your lover, you're picking your enemy. Remember that. It's a challenge for a reason. They represent our brightest selves and our most shadowy selves. Within them, so within us. That's why a lot of these don't work out. A lot of people hate the confrontation as attracted as they are to it at the same time. Blah, blah, blah. I could give a whole discourse on it. Okay. A drowning. Masked. Okay. Someone was hiding their emotions. And because they were hiding, it felt like they were drowning in them. That was somebody's point of reference for healing. Okay. It was easier at the time. That's one of the false beliefs here. The fear. I don't have any feelings. I just gotta keep. I can't say them. I can't say what I feel. I can't say what I feel. And so what happens is all that water stays in, and thus we drown ourselves in our own bucket. So that was a working point for somebody, and one of the ways in which it was unrequited or unfair. Okay. All right. SE, we have the medallions of Gemini and Virgo. You might have these very strong placements in your chart, including some more Earth here, big dollar bill. I see you both as being successful, though. Let's be clear about that. You earned your wealth or productivity in your way, they theirs. But you've both done well for yourself. Anyway, you might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the seasons, might be important to you. 4-leaf clover, a little bit of luck. Yes, absolutely. Luck is on both your sides, it seems. And the key. Oh, yes. Remember this. To any given situation, you have the key in your pocket. Okay? Lock yourself into or lock yourself out of any given situation. Door, lock and unlock doors, whatever it is. But you always have choices. You always have a key. All right, Cancer, honey. I do hope this helped you. Good luck to you both. Take care. Be well.